What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the Cylon Johns and Jills Network. I'm Johnny B. Crazy, and I be an idiot, but we are going to be talking about Battlestar Galactica, Season 2, Episode 11, Resurrection Ship Part 1, and it's going to be a fantastic panel tonight, and I'm going to hear my own self while I talk to myself. No, I hope everyone's having a fantastic night. We have our co-host and expert, John St. Baptiste. How are you doing tonight? And I always go with ladies first. So, John?
Don't call me a lady.
Yes, sir.
Call me your bitch, but don't call me a lady. I am doing great tonight. I've had a really good day in Real John World, and I am so excited to talk about this episode. Once again, we're at a very dark point in this series, and all the Jills have sat through this with us, along with our followers. So I am pretty excited about that. We've got you hooked. You know, the first one's free, right?
Well, I consider this more of an uplifting episode, but I see where you're coming from. Let me give a shout out really quick in the chat. Alicia Kingston, what is going on? Thank you so much for dropping by. It's always appreciated. Riso, how are you doing, my man? Get to the hashtags. You never know. Hashtag tootin' a 10 may come your way. Catherine Harding, what is going on? We have some actual updates on that tonight, so we'll get to that in just a little bit once more people get here. But Mackenzie L. Burns, a.k.a. Sasa, a.k.a. Cylon Jill number 2, I think. Haven't used that in a while. How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing very well, Johnny, and I think all of us, like we discussed in the pre-chat and the actual chat, have beverages, adult beverages today. So, hey, why not relax on a Friday? Because we haven't done that in a while.
As opposed to my usual juice box.
Yeah, and I can't wait to talk about the second part of a 3-part episode. Like, come on. They play
little menage episode, huh? Trois episode, whatever. I don't know. I don't speak French. Clarissa Thompson, a.k.a. Randy, a.k.a. Clay. What are you doing tonight? How's it going?
Hi, it's
Clarissa, would that be episode de trois?
Randy, a.k.a. Clay.
Who did that?
Man, somebody sounds like a weirdo. Oh, that's my own voice.
I didn't do it on purpose.
Sorry, what were you just asking me? You're asking
I was just asking you how you were doing tonight.
I'm doing
John said something though.
Fantastic.
No, I was just asking Clarissa to clarify the French. Would that be episode de trois? Like a 3-part?
Episode de trois I don't know. Whatever. I can't speak any other
language.
I
think John's talking dirty.
It's just episode
talking dirty.
Or I don't know what's French for episode. It might be I mean, this is part 1, so it would be but that's I don't know. I live in Western Canada.
I guess
it's
it does.
As prevalent here as it is where Mackenzie lives. She's way further east than me.
Well, how would you say that in English, Amy True? You speak a foreign language.
I'm not sure it's me that speaks the foreign language, I think it might be the other way around, guys.
Oh. I speak American. No, I'm just kidding.
You do.
Yeah, it's not proper English by any manner.
I love that you think what I speak is proper English.
Well, it's better than mine, that's for damn sure.
So, to the rest of Britain, my accent is very common and not even remotely appealing. So I have Ozzy Osbourne to thank for that, unfortunately.
Well, I don't think Ozzy can even... that doesn't classify as an accent. I don't believe it's more of a speech impediment.
Kind of does. I don't actually have the typical Brummie accent by any stretch.
Ozzy did a lot of drugs.
Yeah, it's Birmingham accent's probably one of the most hated in the country. and everybody thinks we're thick because of the way we speak, apparently.
Yeah.
But I'm not.
Dude, you guys are totally sick, man.
I think according to
Right.
Google Translate, episode in French is just basically épisode
Episode de toi.
Episode.
or toi.
Is this 11
Yes, episode
that
11.
we're on?
Yeah.
No, but it's a
So-
3-parter, so it's
13,
an episode de
Oh.
toi, like a
so-
sexual.
Don't.
Oh no, that's not good to put these episodes in that manner. Never mind. Let's just start this over. Amy, how are you doing?
I'm good. I'm a little bit tired because I didn't have quite as long a nap pre-stream as I normally do, but that is entirely self-inflicted. So I've no one to blame but myself.
There's a tiny violin being sent your way as we speak.
No, there is.
I am joking. We love you so much for getting up with us and hanging out because we cannot thank you enough, and your notes are so
I'm
invaluable.
mine solo as well tomorrow because Ben's out all day, so you should be extra happy.
But you know, I'm an equal opportunity offender, so don't worry.
Of course.
Bobby Catalano, handmade by Bobby. Hold on, Vanna White hands. Okay, so how are you doing tonight, Bobby? What is going on? How is my Twitter mother-in-law doing? And big shout out to Al, Red Sox fan, who is streaming right now. But yeah, hopefully Al pops in at the end because we have a special surprise for him. It's in my hand as we speak. Hold on, wait, I just let it go, but I'll have another one in just a minute. Bobby, how's it going?
Boy, you're bad tonight. I'm doing all right, thanks. How's everybody else?
You know, we're good. We're good. We're on the panel. We're having fun tonight, and glad to have you here, Bobby. So, this episode, Resurrection Ship Part 1. Resurrection Ship. We'll get into that later, what we find out what that is. But basically, what happened last episode, we were kind of in the middle of a standoff. They're both sending each of their teams against one another, and it ends there. We pick up, and we kind of get... I feel like I'm jumping ahead. Hold on. Is the Blackbird scene first? I feel like I'm losing my shot here.
Yeah.
Okay, just making sure. We get the Blackbird scene, taking some pictures there, and I won't talk too much more about it. Mackenzie L. Burns, aka Sasa, pick up for us and let us know what you saw from the beginning.
Yeah, so in the previously on like the Cylon Johnson, we obviously from what happened before, and they focus a lot on Laird or Leonard or however you pronounce his name. So suspicious that they focus a lot about him in that pre-thing because he comes up later. But with the Blackbird, that was the mission that Kane had sent Starbuck on. And you're just kind of like, huh? Because even then, because with that, they're trying to figure out who that is because she's obviously undetectable in this. And but when she's taking the pictures with the ship, you're like trying to figure out what it is, and it's not until the evidence of the pictures that we realize exactly what it is. But the object itself was pretty cool because it's oddly shaped because it's not like flat. It has like more spikes to it, and it's more like see-through.
It is an odd looking structure, that's for sure. And before that too, Apollo gets the gun pulled on him, gets relieved of command as well. That's what I was missing. I knew I was missing something there.
Yeah.
So you can throw that in as well.
Yeah, which it's weird to have a gun be pulled on Apollo because normally he either pulls the gun on somebody else or he's in the defensive mode of protecting somebody else from having a gun be pulled on him. So yeah, the fact that he's been demoted just knocks him down a few pegs, which may be a good thing, maybe a bad thing because he's Adama's son, so gotta when you push down Adama, you have to push down his son even further down the ladder. Almost.
it might even be a good jumping point just to say what are the implications of Apollo stepping down and what he did. He did not resist in any shape, form, or fashion, other than getting some secret messages to Kara, which was very cool. We can kind of touch on a little bit of that because
Yeah.
um,
I feel like with them coming in contact, it's because they're so close as friends, and as we kind of discussed, also too, potential love interests. So that's kind of a cute thing that had happened. And he's like, Starbuck, are you out there? And when she obviously gets the messages back, she's like, what is going on? Because when Starbuck left, none of this, I guess, you could say, because they're the fleets together, like it's almost interfleet fighting, wasn't happening. So she's like, what is going on? Because that's the big thing that we have to deal with in this episode is the interfleet fighting.
good point. Clarissa, I see you chomping at the bit there. What's up, Joe?
Yeah, I think that there really couldn't have been a better thing to happen to Apollo when he was on that ship. He never would have had an opportunity to send a message to Starbuck if he hadn't been sent. Like if he hadn't said, permission to go aft, and I'm out here.
Permission to aft yourself, sir.
It's like not doing anything, just playing Tetris back here.
Yeah.
Because people still did that back in the 2000s, right? So we all still did that at work, right? Also, the Admiral didn't actually send Starbuck. She said that the Admiral was sending her, but it was Apollo that sent her to go and do the recon, not the Admiral. She just said it was the Admiral so that she could get the ship. I wish they'd made a scene out of that, though.
They're skimping out the Starbuck and Apollo scenes. What's their ship name again? I forget now.
The Getting It On! No, the Blackbird.
No, their
no,
ship name, like their couple name.
It's the Stapalo.
Stapalo?
It's Italian.
Like Stabilo, like the pencil company.
Stapalo.
It's better than a parbuck.
Amy, the look on your face says you have a certain PSA you have to say right now. And she's like, what? No, I'm just kidding. What do you think, Amy? And Bobby, you go ahead and chime in with that awesome wit. Don't even look at me like that. You stare into my Cylon Cyclops eye.
I probably had a weird look on my face. I was moisturising my hands and thinking how nice my hand cream smelled. But if you think I looked like I had some deep, meaningful thoughts going on, then by all means, continue to think that, because it's better than what was really going on. It does smell very nice, though. So I thought the ship, when Starbuck is flying along and taking her photos, the first glimpse we got of it looked like some sort of weird caterpillar centipede thing. It really reminded me of like some because I'm really into moths, some tropical moth caterpillars like have all these crazy hairs and stuff sticking off them, and it just really looked like one. And Starbuck was nervous as well. You could see how much she was sweating. Like I think she was kind of worried about the ship's capabilities of keeping her hidden. But obviously it worked. And she got back.
Sweating?
Hmm?
Wouldn't you be sweating?
I
mean, I'd be sweating like Bill Cosby on Judgment Day with all those Cylons around me. Like I'd be like,
yeah,
just coming in here, doing my thing. Don't mind me, I'm just doing my thing.
Stinky, sweaty Starbuck leveled up a bit in the perspiration department. She's in extra need of a shower. And yeah, she got back in the nick of time, because while this was going on, we've got the Vipers launched from both of the Battlestars, excuse me. And you've got they're trying to decide if they're going to let them defend themselves, because the Vipers that have come from the Pegasus are sort of flying at the other Vipers, but not actually sort of colliding with them. It's kind of like playing chicken with them. Kat's getting really pissed off and asking if she's requesting weapons free. And they're sort of all kind of just holding back from letting them actually start firing on each other. When Starbuck's ship comes back, and both sides kind of pick it up and think that it's a Cylon Raider, because it's an unidentified one. And then they recall the Vipers, and it's just Starbucks thing when she's sat there like, what the hell's going on? And she's like, no, we're all friendly, let's be friendly. And she's like, oh my god, and she sees like both
So
things of
good.
Vipers are coming towards her.
I love that line. I'm a friendly, you're a friendly, we're all friendly.
So let's be
just
friendly.
be friendly.
Yeah.
That was really good.
But like when Ty was like, we're not gonna help them, it's like, you're gonna let the poor babies who barely know what they're doing half the time just like have a free for all. Like
Yeah.
they don't have Apollo, they don't really have Starbuck to help them. It's just like Kat's just like screaming. And the last time she was out there by herself, she was freaking out over the drugs that she was taking. So
yeah.
do you really?
She was, but I gotta say, Kat was a wee little fucking badass. Kat was a wee little badass this episode.
Yeah, she was.
I gotta give some major Kat props. After
She might
that.
have wee-weed in her pants, but she still.
Yeah, but she was like, she was trying to play them at their own game, wasn't she? When they're kind of coming for her, she's like, "Fuck you, I'm not moving. You can move."
Yeah.
And she was,
her Starbuck.
yeah.
And then
Well,
the
that's
hot
the
dog
thing.
was just being hot dog.
Maybe why Starbuck chose her. She wants pilots to be as crazy as she is.
And then and hot dog was just being funny too. He was just like, all right, whatever. Kind of like
Yeah. Y'all get into that intensity. Keep going, but get into the intensity of Adama and Kane, and then
Well,
after they get the pictures, and then we have a Raider or Cylons called on the Dratus. So yeah, go with that. Y'all are doing great.
one of the other things I picked up on during this bit was when before the sort of the ship, the way Kane says she's recalling the Vipers to the Pegasus and they're going to engage with the enemy. It's like, which one's she talking about? Is she referring to this what they think is the Raider, or has she decided, you know what, fuck it, they're the enemy now, and we're gonna go kind of all guns blazing. We'll recall the Vipers and we'll use the Battlestar, and we'll start actually firing on the Galactica. It's like the way she says enemy. They have more than one enemy in this.
That's a good point.
And in that whole sequence though, it's like a war between the Pegasus and the Galactica, and it's trying to figure out who has the stronger fleet, because obviously we don't know many of the pilots on Pegasus side. So we're just like, what's gonna happen? And then obviously it's like right before it's about to clash, they're just like, no, just go home. It's like right before like a war is about to break up, and it's just like nope, and then they send each other's fleet home, which is like kind of like this is why it's part 1 of part 2, because they were going to do this again.
Am I allowed to use the term, Johnny?
Yeah, and go ahead, man. And also, you got to talk about those pictures that were sent by the Blackbird.
In film, it's called a Mexican standoff.
Yes.
And that's not meant to be offensive to anybody or anything like that. In film, that's what you call it. It's Mexican standoff.
Yeah.
Everybody's standing there with gun pointed at each other, and nobody can win. Everybody's going to die. It comes from Westerns, because these scenes would often take place in Mexico, and that's where that term comes from. But you have this scene, and that's exactly what it is. It's everybody's pointing their guns at each other, and Starbuck pops in, and she's like, "We're all friendlies here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's just be
Friendly
friendly." I honestly think that I don't think it was the best acting scene this episode, but I think it was the best dialogue this episode.
I think it would be good to run with Starbuck though, as well. Talk about those pictures, but then run with Starbuck, the side she takes in this episode, and we'll run that. We can do a little bit of character by character this episode. I think that'd be good.
Yeah, with the pictures, because obviously she doesn't really know exactly what she's taking pictures of, and it's not until they come back and they're kind of, I guess, developed, if you want to call it that, where we really see that another version of 6 is on that ship. So that's 6 number, what, 5 or something like the version of that 6, because you've got Shelley Godfrey, the one that died against Starbuck. Then you have the one that's on the other version of Caprica with Baltar, and then you have the one that's on the Galactica with Baltar, and then you have the one that's been battered and abused.
And you have White Jacket 6 too.
Yeah, so then that's 6. So there's 6 versions of 6. And then the one that died in the miniseries or whatever too.
25 or 64.
So that's like 7 versions of 6.
It looked like there was more than one in the photos, though. The way they, when it's zoomed out, like each of those little white blotches as they're going closer, they're shown to be, bodies essentially. And obviously we see 6's, and it looks like there's about 3 there when they get close. But
that's about
that particular ship, like all those bodies, it's like, well, if there's only 12 Cylon models, is that like a 6 ship? Is that like,
is that her like? Is that like
is
a
that
level
her thing, or is that like the 6th floor, and then like there'll be other areas of the ship that each one's like a particular body?
Compared to the ship with Boomer, it is different. So y'all can talk a little bit about that. What do you think the differences are? Is it because they're different models that there's a different way of making them? Just throwing some stuff in your head.
I got the impression with the Boomers that they were probably already there, like working or something. Just because they use these models for important jobs or perceived important jobs. If they've got this many, I mean, that ship was enormous. If they've got this many and so many copies of them, they could be just using them like drones to do, inane shit that they need doing, because they use the Centurions for sort of battle stuff, but you don't get the impression that they would be intelligent as such, but capable enough for doing things like day-to-day running of like something like the Baystar. It could just be that that particular Baystar could have been entirely staffed by Boomer copies.
Yeah, how do they run the Baystar?
I don't know. That's the thing. It's like, although that was fleshy on the inside, so maybe it runs itself. But there was nothing from Starbucks photos to indicate that the resurrection thing was that sort of flesh and mechanical blend, as it were. You just kind of see the outside of it as it's like normal ship stuff, not
even inside a raider, and a raider's like a living thing. It's something Baystar is like, maybe it's just a bigger living thing.
I definitely got that impression when Boomer was in there, like she's walking on like a squelchy floor and it's all sort of pink and red on the inside. It definitely did seem like a bigger version of the Raider.
Like they're all kind of cyborg life forms, all of them.
But I think the resurrection thing would possibly need a bit more input because it would be more complex. I mean, although okay, we've seen this is where these bodies are, but we still don't know like how they're run and how they're sort of put together, and you know, how does it work when the information's downloaded? Does there have to be someone there doing something? And you know, do they literally just wake up in this new body and they're like, right, fine, let's go and carry on, or do they kind of wake up not knowing who they are or anything?
Yeah.
And it might take some time for them to download all the information and kind of process it all, kind of like booting a
Or even
brand new
worse is
computer.
you die and then immediately you wake up in that body.
Yeah.
I
And
can
you
imagine that would make them
of your entire life and dead.
Mm-hmm.
that could take some getting used to. That could be why they had lots of like boomer copies. Maybe they're there to like look after each other and be like, no, look, it's okay, you're not dead, look, we're all here and it's all fine and you'll be okay. You know, you've just got to, you know,
The
acclimatise.
welcome wagon committee.
Well, also begs the question, which is worse, life or death? I mean, we do get to that a bit later in the episode.
Which is worse, immortality or perishing? That's what I would say that's a better question with that.
Well, John
Like,
already
yeah,
has
life.
immortality.
questions.
Yeah. John doesn't want to talk about it because it hits really close to the stake.
The wooden stake nears. So, yeah. It's kind of hard because, like, obviously with a lot of the copies, they've died at the right, I guess, not age where, and because there's so many of them that time, even if a day passes and this character's not there, then people won't know the difference. But it's the fact that they kind of don't age would become suspicious moving forward. Like, say for argument, this had been
That's a pretty good point.
if
Also,
there was a
can I throw something out?
Mhm.
In 2.5, the timeline jumps, and it's kind of 3 months ahead. I don't know. I'll explain it better in the podcast.
from
But
when?
just from the last episode, kind of. I'll explain it better in the podcast. But the timeline, I get a little jumpy, and you'll get confused later. But I'll explain it in the podcast so y'all don't.
Well, that's after resurrection ship.
Yeah, I was about to say,
I know.
I was like,
I'm just saying, like, I'll explain all that in
Expect
the
a
podcast.
time jump after this
next
third
episode. Yeah,
They did
after next
specifically say in this
Just
episode
preparing
that
them.
it had been 6 months as well.
Yeah, they
Um,
stated it. Yeah, that's fine.
I think it's just like the first time they've actually kind of said out loud that that's exactly how long it's been. Unless I've missed it previously.
So a lot of shit's happened in 6 months.
Did anybody get the body count this week?
I did.
Yeah.
49,604.
I think that's the same as last week.
And it was really prevalent behind Rosalind, but we're going to stay on Kara Thrice. And Clarissa gave the no shake, and I think she snapped her fingers. Oh man, that was some crazy southern drawl that just came out. I've had a couple beers, so my southern accent's going to come out really hardcore.
Your
Clarissa,
southern drawl.
why are you shaking your head there? You sad.
Just because we're down a man because Tyrell and
Oh yeah.
and Hilo took out.
Yeah.
What was his name again?
Lieutenant.
Mr. Asshole?
Mr. Asshole. Yeah.
Asshole.
Mr. Asshole.
Yes, he was Mr. Asshole who was reporting to Admiral Biatch.
I can look it up.
Admiral Asshole.
Well, let's keep going with Kara and her plan. She really likes Kane. She really likes the way she approaches it. Now, Kara may be missing a little subtext up to this point, but what's your position on that? What do you think about their little interaction? And basically, they're teaming up at this point.
Yeah.
And we'll go with Bobby because she hadn't said anything. She's just been sassy in the chat. So now you gotta talk, Bobby.
I have not.
Love you, Bobby.
Lies.
We all love you, Bobby.
What did you
We
ask?
love you, Bobby.
But,
What you think about Starbuck and Kane? Them
or Sergeant
becoming
Bitch
kind of buddies.
Oh God, she is awful. I think Starbuck is doing a great job over there.
Lieutenant Thorne, by the way.
That's the guy, right?
Yeah.
That's the guy who got
That's
the ball
Mr.
kicked in the
Asshole.
face.
Do we want to talk about? I don't want to talk about him.
No,
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 he's
just
just the
talk
person
about
that died.
Starbuck. John's a morbid asshole, so just let him bring up his stuff.
Yeah.
Look at him rolling. I've
What'd
never
you do
seen.
that for, John?
The last time I seen someone roll their eyes that hard, they were 12 years old. Damn, John.
I do what I get told, and I still get beaten. It's awful.
You know you love it, baby.
Oh,
Yeah, and
okay.
clearly,
Yeah,
Okay.
I was gonna say he must
Catherine-
like it.
Catherine
So our
brought,
S&M group is growing strong. Bobby,
Catherine brought it up in the chat. Hashtag #BCatty is back on the mic.
yeah,
Yeah,
Reese, we got to
here
see you
I
on that
am.
first live stream. I'll be there, man.
Mhm.
If y'all want me on the panel, I'll moderate you guys being drunk as hell. Well, not drunk, Reese being drunk and Catherine doing undisclosed awesome things. That could be
Opening
really
her
taken out of
damn
context there.
Lunchbox.
But shout out to the night who smoked the
Everything you
laughing
say, Kat.
tree. There we go.
Yeah.
Anyways, Bobby,
well-
Kara Thrace, Sergeant Super Bitch, or Captain Bitch.
Admiral.
It's Admiral Asshole.
I don't want to
Admiral
call her
Asshole.
by her actual.
No, but I
thing, 'cause
believe
I'm
the
being
title of the
disrespectful.
game we were last week was Admiral Asshole.
Oh goodness,
Admiral Asshole.
that woman is
Yeah.
awful. She's
Because
an
he had to
asshole.
throw him bitch. You have to have Admiral Asshole.
Oh, I forgot you are in Canada.
She's
It's legal.
horrible, and I think
Toke up, Catherine. Toke up.
Bobby,
Starbucks doing a great job. She's doing exactly as she needs to. She always does good.
Do you see why Kara respects Admiral King?
I told you last week she was going to bring in the cat. She did.
Clarissa predicted something this week about Kane as well. She was pretty spot on us. I told y'all were doing really well, Jules. And you too, Bobby.
excuse me.
Yeah, only I don't know what I'm talking about.
Liar.
I just spout off. Yeah, well, she did. She took those pictures. She got everybody out of trouble for the time being. Bought some time. That woman is an ass. I don't like her at all. I can't figure out if she's just that mean or if she's got some sort of panic mode that she's riding in from being alone for all that time, and survival instinct has got her nuts. I don't know, Larissa.
Yeah. First of all, I don't like her, but
Oh, I don't either. She's
Come
horrible.
on now. Come on. She is like grade A, like awesome.
Sure.
maybe in some ways, and she is viewing this as a very practical thing. The thing is that Adama and Rosalind have always approached this, that they have a responsibility to the propagation and the survival of their species. And from the Admiral's point of view, they're at war, and her goal is to win. Her goal isn't to succeed in making sure that the species survives. Her goal is to win. And while it sounds like those might be the same goals, they're not the same goals. Because survival doesn't necessarily mean winning the war. Survival means living to have your species continue into the future. And I think that is the biggest difference, and why the Admiral is, because just look at the people that she's picking. She's cherry picking. She's cherry picking human beings from there's no question that she's finding out who everybody is on every civilian ship in the fleet. And we'll get into the whole Rosalind conversation
Could she be a
later.
Cylon? Is this a
Well,
Cylon tactic possibly? Or
could be. It could very well be. I've considered that, but it could it can also just be an illness of having been born a human being. You know, I mean,
Of course.
they're very
Yeah, but he
human
knows her.
qualities. They're very human qualities, that kind of stubborn single-mindedness. That's a very human quality.
I don't know. She's horrible. She's not up for keeping people alive. She's not at all for saving the species.
No, she's
Not at all.
And certainly nobody's
Not at
wanting to
all.
help her propagate it from the sounds of things.
But
She doesn't even
was
let people sit
Adama
down. Can
at
you imagine what
first?
it must be like begging her?
Oh, she's an asshole.
Well, I think you
Yeah,
say
but was Adama at first, or was it the president that talked him into, no, you have to preserve life?
I think that she helped Adama gain perspective on their goals. I don't think anybody changed
Yeah,
anybody's
'cause I
mind.
think
I
he
think
just
everybody's
wanted to
talked and figured it out.
kill.
I have a theory about Admiral Asshole.
Yeah?
So,
Oh, let's
not
hear it.
not a theory as such, but what she's up to. So, she must have heard about how Starbuck was back chatting with CAG and saying, you know what, your idea sucks. This is what we should be doing instead. And I think she's kind of gone, right, you know what, I think she's got a point, but she doesn't like taking orders. So she has deliberately put her in a position where she's not really having to take orders from anyone but Kane herself. She's the one giving the orders to the pilots, and obviously she's promoting her is obviously going to have kind of endeared her slightly to Starbuck. And then there's the bit where she says that she's revoked Apollo's flight status, but Starbuck says, well, I want him on my team. And she says, do you always get what you want? And she answers most of the time. She says, good, me too. So she's kind of trying to make them relatable to each other. And then they discuss the thing about Caprica. So she already knew about this. And she says, oh, I hear that you came across these survivors on Caprica. And
Does
she
she have
says,
little birds?
I don't know. I think she's been reading all of the logs for all of the Galactica's logs, though, hasn't she? And there was a part in this episode where they're reading them and looking to be sort of considering something.
You Jills are sharp.
And yet, when she mentions this to Starbuck, and she says, "You know what? After we've wiped out these Cylons, that's what we're going to do. You know, we're going to go and kind of take our homes back." But I don't think she means any of this. I think she's bluffing. I think this is all a ploy to get Starbuck on side because she's one of Adama's special ones. You know, he has a much more close relationship with her.
So you don't think she's really going to send her to Caprica?
No, I think she's going to let her think she is.
That's the next question.
It's not sending Starbuck. She's saying, you know, we will all go. She's talking about taking the Pegasus and, well, obviously the whole fleet. You know, she's the admiral. She's talking about all of the surviving humans going back to the 12 colonies and kicking the Cylons out and getting their homes back. And that's contrary to what everyone on the Galactica has been planning on doing, because they've basically given those places up for lost and they're looking for Earth. So I think she's telling Starbuck what she wants to hear to get her on side, because she's going to be like, if it comes to sort of some standoff again between them, she's going to be like, well, okay, you go back to the Galactica and you'll just be a pilot and you'll be doing what Adama wants to do and the president and going off trying to find Earth, or you can stay with me on the Pegasus with your promotion to captain. You can be the CAG and we'll go back and rescue your friends from Caprica. She's using it to try and get Starbuck on her side. I don't think she has any intention of following through with it.
I'm with you 150% on that, totally, Amy. Absolutely. So watching that, I'm like, she's reading the reports, she's cherry picking who she wants, and she's saying exactly what they want to hear from her so she can get them on her ship and under her control. That's all it is. That's all it is.
Man, she is straight evil, huh?
I think
no, she's just a manipulator.
It is, and I
Master
think
manipulator.
Lee probably likes not having the responsibility.
Yeah, for
John,
5 minutes.
would you like to throw any fruit their way?
Or do you want us to do Dance Monkey's
Do you want to
dance?
throw one of those severed arms or legs?
I
We
think
make our own
what
amputees
you
for
just
our.
said.
What?
I think what Amy just said is very interesting. I don't think Lee wants the responsibility.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I
it's
think
worth
he's
a
actually
mustache
kind of
twirl.
happy, even though he whinges about, oh, now I'm taking orders from one of my pilots and so forth. Like, you can see the relief on his face. He's like, I don't have to do this anymore.
Yeah, he's very much like when he
Catherine-
comes in, he's like, oh, the work never ends when you're the CAG. And
Put it on your shoulders. Not my fucking problem anymore.
like Starbuck actually says that she wants his help, and he kind of doesn't really answer that. He sort of changes the subject, and although he's joking about saying, "Oh, well, now I'm taking orders from one of my pilots," he's being very good natured about it. He doesn't seem like he's cross, and it's like a relief. It's like not only is he not got the additional weight on his shoulders of being sort of responsible for the well-being and all the mission planning and all this other stuff of all these other people, he's also not got the pressure of being right under his dad's feet and like right under his nose all the time. So, and then with where he is at the moment, he's also not a Viper pilot, is he? He's kind of supporting.
He's lost his wings.
Yeah,
I just want to say
and
thank
he's
you,
just being
Reese.
like,
And Catherine Harding says everything you say, Amy, is so convincing. And I would agree. You could
Amy's
probably sell me.
awesome.
You could sell me something I already own, probably.
I am a fucking shocking salesperson. I will tell you that. Far too nice.
Keep that
Far
thought
too nice
going,
and
Amy.
honest. Yeah, I think the fact that Apollo's got less responsibility, less stuff on his shoulders, I think he's kind of realised that actually that maybe the kind of easier life might be a bit more appealing, and
Yeah, I'll stand it. I'm in a position right now in my field. My boss is 15 years younger than me. 16 years younger than me. And
John, 116 years younger.
I'm like, you could put an extra 0 in my salary, and I would not take your job back. Like,
damn.
You could put an extra 0 at the end of my salary, and I would not take your job back. No way. No way on God's good earth I would ever go back into being in charge of other adults. No. Fuck me to that.
John, you're kind of already in charge of a few adults here.
He loves me dominating, though. Just domination.
Isn't Apollo, though, still giving her orders? Like, go out and take.
Really?
No, he's
That was
giving
the last time she had an order from him.
went to him and asked him for advice.
It was the cane
She's
thing.
like, I don't know how to do this. Can you help me?
Yeah, well, the last time he kind of gave her an order was to take the pictures, and that was it. Even though, because that was before.
Yeah, I don't think he's.
She kind of revoked his. Or she made
I
him.
don't know. I don't think.
I
don't think he's liking it. I think he's just playing the part.
I think
waiting for a
it's
chance
good
to.
for him to have the pressure off.
Yeah, probably is.
If you think what pressure he must be under because of the position that his father's in, and the fact that Adelman used to be a Viper pilot as well himself, doesn't he? So he's kind of followed in his father's footsteps, and then it's probably very much expected that that's the career path that he's going to follow as well, and eventually be a commander. And I don't think that's what he wants. It might have been what he wanted previously, but it's not now. I think he's kind of gone, do you know what? This isn't the kind of.
Well, he got thrown into that, didn't he?
He says far earlier on that he did it to get he did his 4 to get his free college.
Mm. So he
He
obviously
said
had
that
other
far earlier on in the
aspirations.
show.
Did he say what he wanted to go to college for? I don't remember that.
Yeah,
Oh.
never mind that.
Well, it was for botany, and then Kamala got criminalized.
Botany.
Huh?
Botany could come in handy, you know. You've got to try and grow
Well, yeah,
food plants.
they haven't spent too much time on how they make food, like the fresh food. So come on.
I assume there's some sort of hydroponics thing if they're
Yeah, they have
Basically.
like a
Like greenhouse or
certain
something.
section that's kind of like where they had the party on the Colonial. What was the place called, John, where they had the little party?
On the not the Astro Queen.
What?
that would be a different kind of party.
The,
Not that kind of party, John.
The Cloud9?
That's it. That's it, Amy. Not Amy,
Oh, that
Clarissa.
reminds me. I have a question.
Yeah.
Bobby has the quiz.
I don't know. The Astro Queen would be a fun place to go have a party at, though.
That'd be the
Where
after
is
party.
Billy?
Where's Billy?
Go-Go
That's a
dancers
good
wouldn't have to
question.
look for cages.
Well, I can tell you this
Can I
much,
have an
Bobby.
answer?
Go to the
Yeah,
break
he's
for that.
not in this
Uh,
episode.
He's not in several.
Yeah.
Where is he?
He
Is he on
actually had
Cloud9?
he had a pilot on the CW at this point in time. That's why they left him kind of in the ether. The pilot didn't. He had a pilot. That's how, if you remember from one of our
Is he
podcasts.
Superman?
No, I don't think the pilot worked out. Whether he will come back or not, we'll see.
Oh, I hope so.
I can't
'cause
tell
he's my
you
sideline.
necessarily. Like right now, we've kind of seen him. I think we've seen him one time, John, like in the background, like last episode.
He was, yeah. I think we saw him briefly, like holding a door open for Rosalind or something in the last episode.
Oh, I haven't seen him. You know I don't pay attention.
Bobby's not paying
No,
attention.
like in the real world at the time, the actor who plays Billy was shooting for a pilot for another channel, and they showed him.
Traitor.
No, wasn't he on that show?
You're going to
God,
talk
no.
Canadian TV, and Johnny and I are going to have no idea what the F you're talking about.
It was on the
No,
CW.
No. It was a show that he had done.
Welcome
for
to my
Fox.
world, John.
It was a show he did for Fox. It also had.
Billy did quit, Reese. He quit as as Rosalind's basically her. What was he, John?
Secretary?
Officially,
Her aide. He quit.
her aide.
He
Yeah.
quit. He said, "You're leaving, and I can't go with you."
Yeah, it was a moral
And he
decision.
went
on
and
Billy's
got
part.
her.
He didn't quit, but he said, "I can't be part of your revolution."
Oh, yeah, 'cause
While
Rosalind was doing the COBOL.
Then
Yeah.
Adama said, "Hey, let's get the family back together."
on that
Minus
point,
Billy.
I know Clarissa, you're looking something up, but I'll
So
get y'all talking.
is Billy
ahead.
is sitting with Cammy having some pot pie
Yeah.
somewhere?
Right now, he's just basically
A
a
background.
civilian. He's kind of there, but you'll see what happens. You know,
You'll
they're
see
not
some
gonna
more
just
Billy.
leave you hanging with Billy. Okay.
Or,
No,
Um,
I don't
but
like that, Johnny. I
with
don't like
this-
that, Johnny.
This is a good segue to the
Who's
meeting, the truce meeting with Kane, Adama, and Rosalind. And I'll set it up just that much. There's a lot in this little bitty scene. Well, it's not really a little bitty scene, but we can segue a lot of places from there. Because
If I might interrupt you, Johnny,
no,
does anybody else have any? Does anybody have anything else they want to say about Starbuck and her?
well, it's not gonna be the last.
You had mentioned the character Starbuck. Like,
Yeah, I know.
Anything
well,
else?
she shows up again later.
Yeah, I was gonna near the end. We're gonna talk about her,
Okay.
especially when they're doing the little spy switch.
I just want to make sure we're on the same page there.
Oh yeah, no problem. Yeah, we got it at the Anyways, all good, buddy. We'll talk about your favorite stinky character.
With the
Hey,
meat.
look at that! Somebody named Catherine Harding is competing with another Catherine Harding. I wonder what's going on here. I'm just joking. Thank you, Catherine.
Hashtag
So
she's
yeah,
Cylon.
the truce,
Someone's
Amy.
a Cylon.
The tentative truce.
We've got two Catherines. There's a copy.
Dun, dun,
Dun,
dun.
dun, 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 dun. Catherine Godfrey. All right.
You accuse me of Shelley Godfrey.
Sasa, go for it.
So with the meeting of Rosalind, sorry, eyebrow asshole and Adama. Like Adama's just sitting there like this, and like they kind of like they got in trouble from the teacher. Literally, they got in trouble with the teacher, and she's just like, no, Kane's just like, we're gonna do this and this and this, and after that, we'll do all of what we need to do, and then we'll carry on. And Rosalind's like, no, we're gonna deal with what we have to deal with, and then which is the infighting, and then we'll deal with Tyrell and Hilo. So and that they're back on the Galactica and not Pegasus. But she doesn't like that, and she even doesn't like the fact that Adama still has some power. Kane doesn't like that because she feels like he still has people who support him against her, even though she is more in charge than she should be. But then Rosalind's like, nope, you two are just going to be in charge of your own ships, and that's that. Which is a smart move. But you can also see kind of in this that obviously Rosalind has more affections for Adama, which bleeds into their later scene together, which I found really cute.
Yeah,
Don't do that, Catherine. You scare me.
here's the thing. She is not fond of somebody else having authority over her. She has become very used to being at the top of the dog pile.
Yeah.
And while Rosalind does not have military authority over her, she has always fallen back on regulation to excuse her actions. And she's very aware that when Rosalind has something to say and says it, that Rosalind, despite being, the, Secretary of Education, she has come into this role and she is playing by the rules of authority. So she would come across as a real hypocrite to excuse her actions as being, along regulations, along the lines of regulation necessities, and try to find a way to overpower Rosalind in that way. Like one of the reasons that she was cherry picking people from her own civilian fleet that they had found was then she's in a position of power. And she's come to realize that she doesn't just have military personnel to contend with, because there was a fleet before, but there are other people that are going to defend the civilians in the fleet this time around. This is a whole other animal for her to deal with. And she's trying to wrap her head around it. That's why she needs to kill Adama. And that is what Rosalind sees. She sees that. She's like,
twisted fantasies.
Hmm?
Clarissa's had some sick and twisted fantasies. Ooh, hashtag Adama Mama Killer.
Hey, if if those boys in her brig could, be getting out of prison by trial by forearms, then Hilo would win that hands down, and they'd be free as a bird. But that's not how it works.
I think. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, not always right, but I'm never wrong. Me either. And Night King, what's up? Thank you.
You may be right. Night
Welcome,
King.
Night King.
Hey.
The Night King has infiltrated the chat. Dun, dun,
Welcome,
dun.
Night King.
It's fracking cold in here. Luckily, our Cylon network can survive in negative 400 degrees.
Cylons
Fahrenheit,
versus White Walkers. I think Cylons are going to win.
As long as our nipples aren't showing, we're good.
Yeah, plus if we die, you're not gonna raise us back. Unless you like
In control
maybe
of
go to the
species.
Citadel and get a bunch of maesters and then evolve for 1,000 years and get technology, and then maybe we'll have a fight on our hands. But
And
Night
they-
King,
We'll have
It'd be
that
even
on the
funnier.
resurrection ship.
we will gladly turn the Night King into a Cylon, and then you will be unstoppable, my friend.
just going to say we dress better, too.
It'd be even funnier if it was.
Well, don't get too
Cylons.
intrusive.
Leather Daddy.
A stream for Johnny's channel could be the Cylons versus the host. Anyway, but with Kane, she's just being a weirdo, and she just doesn't like Adama being in charge and having closeness to Rosalind. And Rosalind also doesn't want someone who like belittles her to have, not belittles her, but like belittles, I guess, the stature that she holds within the ship, that for what she used to be, like as a quote unquote civilian, almost to kind of influence how she kind of is seen by Kane, almost, because that was a big thing in the last episode of like giving her like the side eye because she was part of the education sector, and that not the president is not somebody of military background or had military experience. So it's like both of them don't really like her. So it's like when they're more or less 2 against 1, usually the 2 will also win, unless you're Bobby B. And what's the bigger number, 5 or 1?
Or T1000, whatever.
Johnny, can I drop something that I should probably save for Monday, but I really need to talk about right now?
Damn you, John! Just say it, man. This is half your channel, bro.
No, but
Don't let me choke you tonight.
I try and save these really in-depth things for Monday.
Well, don't get too in depth. Just act like you're reading a book or something.
The issue is that Kane is just shy of a junta. Like, that's where her mentality is. Does anybody realize, like, why doesn't Kane realize that this is a fleet of 41 ships besides hers? So it's the Galactica, 41 ships, and then just her. Granted, very well-stocked, well-powered military vessel, but just one. And she wants to take over. You can't keep running that way. You can't keep it. The shit's going to finish off eventually. You can only subscribe so many 13-year-olds into your military. You can only, decommission every ship and take what you want from it. Eventually, people are going to stand up, and there are going to be enough people who stand up who are going to do something. Now, don't get me wrong. Pragmatically, I can relate with the way Kane feels. I can relate with her pragmatic mentality. Pragmatically, no, her mentality is not remotely pragmatic, but me pragmatically as a viewer can relate with her mentality. The Cylons took us out. We're going to just fight and do this until it's fucking over. And we're going to frack and kill every one of these frackers until we can not kill anybody anymore. But what good are your hands when they're empty? What good's a nice plate with nothing on it? And that's my whole issue with her character. It's not even so much all the horrible things she's done. I on a personal level have an issue with the horrible actions that she's committed. But from a pragmatic standpoint, I think she's made a lot of smart decisions. I just think now that she's dealing with the Battlestar and the entire fleet that the Battlestar is protected, I don't think 41 ships and a Battlestar are going to stand for that type of bullshit. And full stop.
True. Full stop. Ha! Yeah, John's got to let us know that because of his long, dramatic William Shatner pauses. Amy.
Did you see my question? I put a question in the chat.
I did. Would you read it out for us, Bobby?
No.
Bobby wants to know who's the guy that drinks with Colonel Ty or whatever the name is. The Pegasus XO.
Yeah, who is he?
I've forgotten his name. I think it's Jack.
Colonel Fisk.
Jack.
Once again,
Colonel...
acting chops for this episode. This
I
scene
like him.
so intense. Once again, just like
Well,
last
get
episode.
into that.
I just like him because he tells stuff.
Ty's
He-
like being a
drunk.
bartender
He's-
big time.
Yeah, but he's looking for like help. He's like, help me.
It's what makes me like Ty so much more, because Ty knows he's like, oh, hey, I'll get you drunk and you'll you'll tell me
Yeah.
what really happened.
But that man wants help. He's the next one to get shot in the head.
As a bartender, I think Ty is brilliant.
He is brilliant in this. Actually, he's not bad when he's just drunk either. He's just a jerk. He's doing a great job. They all are.
Yeah.
They all are.
Any of y'all have any thoughts on Ty and Fisk? Anything that they discussed, and then we'll kind of after that, if you don't have anything on that, we'll go back to a little bit of Baltar and Six action. The fact that he doesn't want to be in that headspace anymore. Definitely want y'all to talk about that. We got it, huh?
We have a new subscriber.
Oh yeah.
You.
D
Are they
Rain,
Reese?
Flying Dutchman,
And the Flying Dutchman.
Night King. Y'all are awesome.
Yeah, there's
We know who you are. We love you for it.
what was the last thing we were talking about? Sorry, my headphones were just.
We're just
being
saying
loud.
about the
Ty and Fisk and the good old drinking conversation.
That's just a.
Drinking conversation 2.0.
That's just a weird thing about how it's hard to tell if that's being made up or if that's completely reality. Like the fact of how she was that abrasive to put like guns to families' heads, like especially like with little kids, potentially like, not little kids, but like kids and that sort of thing, to like kill them like basically execution style without like not wanting, because they didn't want to join the ship or something like that. So that's harsh. Like that's just not like it just adds to the whole she's more admiral asshole than we think she is with that, because I don't see Adama like ever doing that, or like other people that we've grown to know doing that. It takes a hardened person to shoot to shoot families, or like wives or husbands and children of people who don't want to join your fleet, whether it's because they're a civilian and they don't understand how the military works.
Well, no,
I think Kane will serve
entire thing
Kool-Aid at some point.
They were supposed to leave their entire family behind and leave on the Pegasus. With their entire family left behind on a ship without an FTL drive, without any weapons, without any means of escape.
Yeah.
Left to the mercy of whoever comes for them.
Yeah.
And it's Jack is definitely like he understands his role, but they even say in previous episodes, there isn't a drop of booze to be found on the Pegasus. Like he is throwing himself into that bottle because He is
Mhm.
traumatized. He's done everything that he
Boy, I
has
can't
had to do in order to be a survivor, but he's not taking it well. There's no question.
Hashtag bottle sucker in the chat.
But it's true. And every time that he sits down, Ty gets him drunk.
Hashtag downing drinks.
Is an opportunity for him to confess. Confess his role in these atrocities. He's given it's the cleansing,
using
the
big words.
forgiving. Right? Like that, it's profound on the human psyche, how necessary these things
Yeah.
are.
It seems like Ty's kind of like more like a therapist for this person.
Well, like I say, he's the bartender, right?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Ty also wants to get information, but this is a guy who has the same job as he does and has similar stresses as well. This is
Mhm.
one of the few people he can actually relate to and who understands him. So I think this is really
think I
key
need
to
to
the
confirm
relationship.
gender.
Speaking of just Ty scenes, where's Ellen?
She's fracking a few people. We'll see her
Banging
pregnant
Billy
soon.
somewhere.
Yeah. It's like,
She'll
where's
be
Ellen?
she'll be
Isn't she a
pregnant.
full rat?
She's
you'll-
she's making
no.
like then we talk about she's making plans with Tom Selleck.
That's it.
Good thing for Tom Selleck, huh?
She's at the party over
On Astral
his ship.
Queen. On the Astral Queen.
Y'all have any more thoughts on that? If you do, go ahead. And
On Fisk and Ty.
mm-hmm.
So yeah, I mean he's sort of disclosing some pretty significant information. You're right, it is like a confession because he says that they found this group of civilian ships a week after the attack. Admiral Kane had decided that the military needs were a priority, so they stripped the ships. They took their FTL drives, they took their weapons, they took spare parts, they took supplies, and left them marooned. So not only have they kind of left them marooned, they've left them marooned without things that they might need to survive. The supplies could be like all their food, their water. So if these ships weren't then picked off by the Cylons, all these people have just been left to starve to death, floating in space.
Well, they have a machine that converts urine to water, so they'll
Not
be
if
okay.
they took all the technology.
I'm joking.
Yeah, I mean,
or all the people with skills to keep it running.
And yeah, they've taken skilled people as well. Like he actually said, Kane decided who was valuable and who wasn't, and we
Isn't
assume
that awful?
it's horrible. How do you put a value on a human life essentially? And you've said that Laird and these other civilians were traveling with their families, and he admits that they were ordered to shoot the families of the people that refused to go on the Pegasus, and they did. They killed 2 families. I have a sneaking suspicion that one of those families might be Laird's. The fact that he's the only person they've mentioned as one of these civilians that got taken to the ship. And the thing is, if there's nothing left for them, then is there? If their family's gone.
I think their family might not have been Laird's because I think he would have been like, bugger off. You already killed my wife and kids. Fuck you.
Maybe. I don't know. I got the impression some more might come of that, but then you were saying about how like the acting chops on this guy is brilliant. Like the look on his face, like he's just got this haunted look in his eyes when he said it. It's quite like a close up of his face, and he's basically just admitted that they just killed a load of unarmed women and children, essentially, because they wanted the skills of somebody and weren't going to take no for an answer. And it's just, like every time he sits down to have a drink with Ty, is he going to be coming out with even more things? Is it going to get worse every time? Like some other god awful thing that the crew of the Pegasus have been made to do? Because, as it turns out this is Kane's thing, isn't it? People don't do what she wants. Someone gets shot. which is what he disclosed in the previous thing, which I think we all agreed that we thought he was telling the truth when he said about the previous XO being shot for refusing an order. If this is Kane's MO, what else has she done? What have other people refused to do for her? And who else has been punished for other people saying no to her as well? She's even worse, I think, than we thought last week on the basis of this.
Let me ask you and the rest of the panel: do you think Kane's evil, or do you think Kane's just pragmatic? I mean, we are talking about the last survivors of humanity.
That's like you're asking if she's evil, like she's got her cat on her lap and she's
Amy had the first answer.
Hairless cat.
Amy had the first answer.
I think she's both. Yes, she's being pragmatic, but to a fault, because yes, the survival is important, but if she's picking off all these other people, they're not going to survive. They need people, otherwise the human race is going to die out.
She's wiping them out.
Yeah, the thing that Rosalind says, they need people to start having babies. The less people you've got, the less of a gene pool you've got. And if you end up with people inbreeding, that's going to cause no end of problems. You need as many people as you can in order to continue the human race. Everyone should be valuable for something. It's not. You can't just say, well, you don't have this skill, so we don't want you, so we're going to leave you to die. That's it's not. That's not how you continue the survival of the species.
Can you at least remotely empathize with her character?
No.
Okay.
Not from what we've seen of her so far.
Oh.
There might be something that
I'm just curious. Because Starbuck does, quite obviously.
No. Starbuck doesn't have all the facts.
No, so and also
that's not a fair assessment.
I think Starbucks considered it, because when she is asking Lee for help, he's saying, we need to do something about Kane, and she goes, she's in charge. There's nothing we can do. So at the moment, I think Starbucks kind of considered that the best thing she can do at the moment is kind of go along with this until maybe an opportunity presents itself to do something about it.
I agree.
I think at the moment she feels she hasn't got a choice. And as I said earlier, I think a lot of what Kane's doing with Starbuck is to try and get her on side, because she's not the kind of person I can see being easily swayed. So, Kane's kind of concentrating her efforts to convince her, because she's one of the harder people to convince. But I think, yeah, she's doing things because she wants to go and attack the Cylons and destroy the Cylons, not because she wants to protect the human race as such. Obviously, that's the means. It's a means to an end. Like, she wants to destroy the Cylons so that they're safe from them. But the way she's going about it is not a way in which it's also trying to ensure the survival of the fleet.
She's not seeing the forest for the trees, and she is looking for the short-term goal. She's not considering the bigger picture, or at least the bigger picture that she is considering. I mean, she's had a taste of power. I mean, that's the bottom line. I mean, there's a reason that there's a saying that absolute power corrupts absolutely. It's not to say that she's evil, but to say that she, like Amy was just saying, she's pragmatic. Mm-hmm. She's logical. She has a goal, and she's taking the steps that she thinks are necessary to attain that goal. But as for the bigger picture as to what the future of her species is going to be, she doesn't have any answers along those lines. And she hasn't very deeply considered that, because she says, this is what you've all been doing. You've been sitting here, discussing the finer points of the law. And it's like, well, yeah, because that's what civilized societies do.
So
That's exactly what they do.
you fucking Trekkie. She's a Romulan.
Well, first of all, she plays a Bajoran, but
No, I'm saying Kane.
Kane, no, because
Oh, so she's a Vulcan.
even the Romulan military are at the hands of the Tal Shiar, which are the like underground KGB, basically and they're the ones that have goals and ideas in mind and plans.
Oh God.
You know, I mean,
Sorry.
Romulans are not just evil warmongers. They do have a reason
they're
behind
pragmatic.
it. They are pragmatic, but at the same time, they're arrogant and they are not a good example of who someone would want to emulate from the Star Trek universe.
So you don't think that Kane's arrogant? So you don't think Kane's arrogant?
I think she's more Cardassian than she is Romulan.
Romulan. What's that? Who's that?
Oh,
Roman-
They're the aliens
guy?
from the
Star
planet
Trek
Romulus, and they're distant
okay.
cousins of Vulcans.
What was I thinking? In the Roman
They got weird
Catholic guy.
four
What's that guy?
faces and
Romulus.
nice
Never mind.
tattoos.
Remus?
Johnny, I thought Cylons don't fart.
I didn't.
Good point, Mackenzie.
What is up, JR from Geek Chat 1? What is going on, my man?
Yay! Hi, JR.
Hey, JR.
Yeah.
We're talking silence.
Lurking.
JR.
Is
Did you-
JR really here?
JR, you're gonna
Yes,
stick around
yeah.
for it. Did you watch this episode? Have you seen this episode? I think you have. I think you've watched the whole series.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts about Admiral Kane?
No spoilers.
No spoilers past this episode.
JR knows all.
While JR's coming up with his thoughts, I do want y'all to think about a lot of what Baltar and Six talked about.
He knows
or
them all.
Shelley Godfrey or something else her name is. And you kind of touched on it a little bit about her wanting to die. Mentioned that a little bit. But let's get into it with their connection and Baltar seemingly wanting not to go back to Caprica in his mind.
Yeah, because we get naked Six or Six with a sheet over top of her.
In bed Six.
In bed Six. And yeah, so he's kind of perplexed on which kind of Six he's dealing with, because he has the obviously inside head Six, and then we have Baltar on Caprica with Six, and then the Six that almost wants to choke him because she wants to say, "I want to die." After she gets kind of more or less belittled by Kane, which is kind of heartbreaking. Because even he's like, "Don't do anything, like even more to mess up her fragile state," and she's just like spits on Six, which is just, it's just like, ooh. But yeah,
Amy and I had a huge conversation about spit on Believe the other day.
Yes, on the American Gods thing.
Like
I also
spitting
watched
on a window,
Deadwood.
like, doesn't
I watched
bother-
Deadwood today. And how
Like
about the
spitting
spit
on-
handshake?
Like spitting on a window doesn't bother me. Spitting on a person like bothers the fuck out of me. That's
Because it's
Spitting is
assault.
gross. That
John,
was
you want to
gross.
spit on your hand and make a deal with me?
yeah. I'll
Yeah.
spit on my hand and make a deal with you. And
That's-
he did.
Yeah, that was what we were talking about, wasn't it?
And when
It
you
was,
do that, I'll cut
it
your
was the
hair off,
context
man.
of the spit and
Yeah,
how it was
yeah.
presented that was the issue.
Between a promise in the ultimate expression of
spit still leaves.
the ultimate expression of derision.
Yeah.
JR said spit still leave DNA. I love that
Ooh.
grammar too. Got a little twang to it. Spit still leave that DNA, man.
But yeah, the poor Six though, she just wants to die so she can be uploaded into a different Six. Like,
No, she wants to die, so
Can't
she
blame her.
can't be uploaded.
Oh right, yeah. But because they have to get rid of the other the resurrection ship.
Like that's why she's willing to help. She's like, no, don't want it. I don't want to remember this. I don't want. I don't want these memories. I don't want this life ever.
Well, that wouldn't do anything to the rest of them, right?
No, but at least there would not be a 6 model that she got uploaded into who remembered everything that's happened to her.
Yeah, she wants nothing. No, as Geek Chat 1, JR says, the final death.
Yeah, and
It's kind of sad.
Very sad.
especially when we get the insight from Baltar's sort of like dream 6, when he's like, you know, I don't feel attached to this place anymore. I'm done with it, sort of thing. And she starts talking about the what she used to do back on Caprica, what she used to miss, and that she missed sports and going to scalp tickets to go and see the pyramid match. And he says to her, "Why 2 tickets?" And she says that it was for him, even though she knew it was too lowbrow for him and he would never go. And it gives you some insight into I don't know about Cylons in general, but in general to 6 is that she does fall in love with Baltar. Like she does feel affection and love for him. In that, you know, she bought a ticket for him knowing he would never come, but hoping that maybe one day it would come in useful, that he would do that. You know, that's what somebody in love does. So we know that they're capable of at least what they think love is, and that it's not just Boomer / Sharon model that is capable of this.
Can I get it out of the way? Shay needs to be on camera.
Ah.
Hi, Shay.
This is like the 9th time she's hopped in my lap. Come on, do it. Oh, come on, look at the camera.
Oh, kitty!
There's a kitty.
Look at the camera. Do your thing.
My kitty's not.
She
Not
looks
bugging the door
distinctly
yet.
unimpressed.
Go on. Oh, no.
Bye,
Now you're
Shade.
camera shy.
Now
She did
now
not
Shady
look
wants
happy
to be
with that.
camera shy.
Just checking everyone out, see if there's any Cylons in the chat.
Oh, cats will know.
She's our
That's
shadow
right.
detector.
I'm sure there's some suspicious looking copies in here, you know. There really is. It's Pirate Reese.
Like Tribbles can sniff out a Klingon.
I had something to say about the whole Baltar 6 thing. I just completely forgot what it was. I get distracted by the cat.
Yay, kitties!
Oh, fluffy things. I
I
think
could make a comment about that, but I won't.
Catherine meowing at the screen. Meow.
I dread to think what the comment was going to be.
I don't have to worry about offending Mackenzie because she's.
What?
Okay, I think I know along the lines of what you were going to say now.
If you watched Episode Club last week, like literally 2 days ago, we talked about necrophilia and bestiality. So,
Oh dear.
John's got a pussy joke on the brain that he was going to make.
Yeah, the boat
and I think
sex
he's decided
scene
against
is like
it. So.
the boat sex scene is like the undying ones having sex.
I was just gonna say the pussy like distracts everybody.
John, you know what I'm talking about with the undying ones
Yes.
in the books. Yeah, that's what John and Danny did on the boat in season 7.
Oh.
That quiet, no sound sex.
Wrong show.
That's true love when you don't make a
I
sound
remember
while you're
what I was
having
going to
sex.
say now. This is why notes are important.
We can
So
do this because this is a completely non-affiliated channel. We
You
just
let
talk
Amy
whatever.
talk.
yeah,
Amy.
we're gonna have to steal. It'd be like with the Unsullied. We're gonna have to steal the whip off you, Johnny, so we can crack the whip at you when you.
Yes. I wonder if I can make one.
Amy,
Oh, there you go.
I'll be
A
quiet.
crochet one. It'll be my next. That'll be my next.
We will have wits for
project.
Johnny
By the way,
Yeah.
speaking of things involving Amy, does anybody
and
notice
John.
amazing picture that the president of the
Oh, I
colony,
didn't even notice that. Awesome.
Oh, it's up there.
all the
Amy
way
is
up
awesome.
there.
Hours after
She's
Amy's done
like-
talking.
she's like, Sean, oh my god. I
The
am so glad I didn't elect you for vice president.
what?
The
What?
president of the 12 colonies is very glad that she did not elect me for vice president.
Oh, okay.
She's
Yeah.
like, oh
But
my god,
obviously
she a mess.
Also, you can get into a little bit of when Baltar briefs them about the resurrection ship as well. While you're talking about this,
Well,
be good.
Before we get to that, when
go ahead.
Six is talking about how much she misses sports and the pyramid game and stuff, did anyone else notice what she said about what she liked about it? It was the crowd and the waves of emotion from the crowd, like electricity, almost
Wave
like she
after
was.
wave.
And yeah, because she's very into human emotion thing. It's something like you saw her discuss. Well, not necessarily her, that one of the other models discussing with Doral back on Caprica in previous episodes, when all she wants, just what she talks about, is emotion and feeling and stuff. And I think it's one of these things where perhaps that was a way for her to try and experience a wider range of emotions. Like she was obviously getting something out of it. With a saying it was like electricity. It's almost like you get the impression that she was like absorbing it somehow. I don't think literally she was. I think it's in more of a metaphorical sense. But
Are you allowed?
oh, don't say that. They haven't said that for ages. Maybe that's something to do with it. Maybe that's what that means. Maybe they can like sense the electrical impulses from human brain waves or nerves or something.
Cylon
No.
key.
Oh, this is oh god, now my brain's going on a holiday. This is not what I
I
need at
can
nearly
see
3
your
o'clock in the morning.
auras.
Yeah, it's very interesting, and there was a bit of a parallel with Starbuck, I think it was, who said that like she didn't miss it when she went back to her apartment. She didn't miss it. It was just stuff, and that was it. Somebody said that.
It was
No,
Starbuck.
She said,
Yeah. When she was in her
don't miss it.
apartment.
I don't miss the. Or no, she said I do miss it.
No, Starbuck does. Who said they didn't miss
The
having...
rent, the crime. The rent's a crime. The view is awful. Oh bugger! I used to know that.
The air conditioner doesn't work in the summer, and the heat doesn't work in the winter.
At the time, I lived in that place, but then I thought about it, and I was like, yeah, if I had nothing, if I had to live, you know, if I had to live at my workplace, like I would miss that. I would miss.
Yeah, it wasn't Starbuck that I'm thinking of. Somebody said in a previous episode, one of the characters said that they didn't miss home as such. They didn't miss stuff. Was it D?
Yeah.
So now she's not the only one, is she? Because Baltar doesn't miss it either. You know, this place that he is with Six in his mind, or wherever it really is like his it's his place that was on Caprica.
Did you think anything about how happy Six looks when he says, "No, it's not you. I just don't miss this place anymore. It's not my place."
Yeah, I think she's probably quite concerned because she's always very concerned. She's always very concerned about how he feels about her, and she constantly seeks his reassurance that he does love her. And you know, she's like, oh, you know, you do love me, don't you? And she's trying to get him to do certain things, so she needs the reassurance still.
Well, she did tell him she was an angel of God.
But she obviously knows the stuff that's going on with Prisoner 6 as well. And I wonder if she's worried that him being involved with another 6 is going to maybe colour his view of her. And I think
does she know what's going on with Prisoner 6?
She was there. Well,
No, he asked her to leave.
She knows that he's in contact with her, I suppose, as such. And I wonder if she's worried about that giving him a different impression of her. When she say, is it me? She doesn't literally mean just her. She means, is it her model of Cylon? Like, if imagine, because the way the scene's set is very much like a sort of a post-coital sitting having a cigarette and just chatting. What if he's?
I love that someone who hasn't smoked in 9 years just said that.
You never forget. He was having a cigarette, and the way he's kind of sitting there staring off into space, it's like, is it because he's just been with her, but all he can think about is the 6 that he's trying to help, that's in that awful state and has been sort of beaten up, and it's perhaps difficult for him to separate those two in his mind because they are the same person, but they aren't, and it just it would make it a very complex situation, or more complex than it already is. And perhaps that's their concern, that he's going to be thinking about that 6 when he's with her as such, because they're still different people but the same. I'm trying to articulate a thought here and it's not quite. But yeah, I think that's what her worry was when she was kind of seeking reassurance from him.
Right. No, it's totally understandable.
Mm-hmm.
Does anybody else on the panel have any thoughts about this scene?
I did a minute ago, but I forgot.
Blame the dog, Bobby. It was all the dog's fault.
Probably
It is the dog's fault.
Yeah. With Baltar and 6, in terms of that whole with her kind of in that the abused, I guess you could say, the abused 6, it's her kind of beginning to kind of trust again, in a sense, because obviously everybody who's ever had, I guess, come in contact with her is like Admiral Kane, where they treat her like garbage, and that Baltar has kind of come in and kind of treated her like how she should be treated, even though she's not even her and the Cylons aren't even considered as human. She can kind of see that and understand it, and Baltar is still his slight sympathizer, even though he's not been labeled as a sympathizer. He is under the sympathizer umbrella, just kind of like how Tyrell is and Hilo. So, like in terms of like how they like are infatuated with this person, even though they know it's wrong, that kind of thing, and even they address it when they have the Tyrell and Hilo scene.
Is it wrong?
I wouldn't say it's wrong. They made what is that movie? That movie that the guy was in love with the voice of the computer, like you or not you? It was
Oh, I remember that.
Her.
Like her. There you go. So it's
Sorry
like
for yelling.
No.
You always bring up Boomer, and we're not talking about Boomer. We're talking.
No,
about
I know, but it's the idea of
but
liking something like that.
Has Sharon done anything wrong or bad?
That model, probably not. The other model had, because that's what.
That was weird.
Well, that specific model, it hasn't done anything wrong. Besides, you can say. Well, you can say that her getting, like, if there was a bunch of old timey people on the ship, her having being pregnant without being married can be considered a bad thing. But yeah, or like
being married and getting pregnant isn't really that much better. I can from personal experience.
Oh, John, you've been pregnant before? What is this? Now, first you're a vampire. Now you've carried a
Now
baby.
you have a uterus. What's going on?
That's
Kenzie,
because he's
you
a
reminded-
Cylon.
You
No,
reminded me of something.
Is a word that
His uterus glitters in the sunlight.
Bobby and Mackenzie mute for a second because I have an ex-wife who's a cunt.
What?
How does her muting help her not hear you though? That
Yeah,
confuses
and
me.
we didn't give no
Get them
time
back
either.
We've all had drinks tonight.
I know you
Everybody
don't
take a shot in the chat.
I'm
I
gonna
have
have a drink too, and I'm mad at John.
I've run out of coffee, but I have
Ow.
fruit juice.
Ow.
Mackenzie,
Ow,
you
ow,
reminded me of something that I forgot to mention earlier when you said about him
Ow!
being like a new sympathizer. Cottle was very sympathetic in this episode.
Otto was ridiculously sympathetic.
That was like the
Mhm.
most kind of emotion that we've ever seen from him. When he's kind of, he's checking on Sharon and he's saying, oh, your fluid and your electrolytes are stable and you have fractured your rib and it'll hurt, but the baby's fine. And Adama's trying to apologise for what happened, and he straight away he actually cuts into what Adama's saying and says it was unforgivable. And that he's most of the time the scenes that we see him in, he's very straight and to the point. He doesn't mess around, and he just says things as they are. And this side of him, we've not really ever seen him being emotional. He's had to tell like Rosalind like bad news about her health and stuff, and obviously he's sorry that she's going to die and everything, and it's horrible for him to relay that news. But in this scene, he seems so much more emotional than he did in that, and he really.
I'd say both of the scenes you're talking about, because this scene, he says basically like, no, this is the way it is. This is fucking wrong.
Yeah.
And then also the Rosalind scene when he's like, I'd pray.
Yeah.
And it doesn't come across as ironic.
Yeah.
It doesn't come across as...
It was sincere.
It was like...
Yeah.
John, do that again.
Do what?
Do what?
Didn't you see the face he just made? It was really
Oh.
cool.
Let me say something real quick, and then I'm actually going to give it to John. There is an update for the hashtag Toot in a 10 giveaway, so let's check it out. There's the Toot in a 10, and I'm going to let John take it over. I think we have an announcement. Al, Red Sox fan, what is going on, my man? John.
Al, okay, so we sat here and we figured it out, and you won last week's. So,
wait.
Al has a 10 coming his way. Catherine has a 10 coming her way.
Update everyone on the production
we
as
are
well.
having production issues. It will take a little while for these lunch boxes to be created. Just want to let you guys know we're looking at about beginning or middle of May. But we are not like certain content creators who promise things that never come. They will actually happen. They're just delayed a bit because of production reasons, not because of anything else. Not because of laziness or not giving a fuck about the people who come to check out our station or anything like that. And I just want you to know that this will actually happen. You're both getting your 10s. I cannot guarantee whether or not Johnny will toot in them before they get sent to you, but they will be sent.
Okay, so I have a special announcement. You guys won't believe it. We have just
can't
hit
stand it.
100 subscribers as well. So everybody, thank you so much.
Grab your grapes.
Stay tuned, Reese. Just stay tuned, Reese. That's all I got to say, my
Grab your
friend.
grapes.
Yes. Cheers.
Let's post 100 subscribers.
What an accomplishment.
Subscribers.
Especially
100 subscribers.
100 subscribers.
And that's what any of you are now from here on out. You're
Much love.
subscribers.
What?
Subscribers. Cylon.
Thank you all in the chat
Oh,
and on
oh,
the
oh.
panel. We could not have done it without you.
We did it. And if you go back to the very first episode, like I did the other day, because I made a playlist, John looks completely different. He has short hair and glasses. So.
I can put my glasses on if you want.
Who
Amy
fell?
is on a rampage right now. I think she just took some testosterone. She's been working out and getting ready
I
for
can
the
actually
strongman
do it.
competition.
I think somebody
Luckily-
fell.
Luckily, the drink that I was just drinking is in a bottle, and I had to put the lid back on. I think I was having a rage that you've all got nice alcoholic drinks, and I'm stuck drinking spring water with fruit juice. But I just twatted it off the side of the table.
All you have to do is go into work. I mean, you can be drunk. It's okay.
In my job, it would probably make my job far more interesting, actually, if I was drunk. And,
Okay, so should
If I had a job, it'd be more interesting if I was drunk.
Kenzie
As
called
my
me out. Like,
as
I
my
have glasses. Should I put my glasses here?
as my
Yes.
congratulations for 100 subscribers. Even though I won't be able to be on the show next week, Randy might drop in and say hello.
Oh,
I'll ask
I
him
haven't-
if he's busy
I haven't-
or if he's got a gig.
have I seen Randy?
Yeah. Randy showed
Probably not since Halloween.
I don't think I was here on Halloween. Did I watch it? I never watched
Oh, you were there. Believe me.
You were
Bobby.
there.
it. Was I?
You were
Yes.
on the episode.
For Halloween. It was the Halloween.
Let me give you a hint, Bobby.
Well,
I wore an Eeyore outfit.
what did you wear?
I wore
I
a
don't remember it.
pajama suit.
Oh my, I'm gonna have to go back and make sure I was there because I don't know if I believe you.
Yeah,
I
pretty
still
sure
remember
Oh
you
my
going.
god.
I remember Mackenzie going, "Oh my god!"
Yeah, that
Oh,
was
and I missed that one. I remember now. I didn't.
Yeah.
I missed
Say, I
it.
got a terrible
So I
memory.
wore a wig and a unicorn horn the next week. Just to make up
Yeah.
for it.
Well, I was in Toasterhead, and that probably
were
took up
full
most of
Toasterhead.
everybody's vision because it was a giant piece of.
Oh,
tinfoil
that's
on
why I
my
don't remember. I was traumatized.
face. Speaking of Ty,
Coaster.
Hey, he's the most rockinest roadie in Western Canada. What are you talking about?
yeah.
I'm gonna have to go back and watch it.
What about their plan to destroy the resurrection ship with a nuclear attack, basically? And also, did y'all talk about Baltar basically giving them the rundown? And, well, just talk about all that. What they're going to do with this resurrection ship. And Baltar's basically, he wants to get this done, but he seems to have certain reservations on his face. This actor, James Callis.
Well, you
Fucking
don't want
awesome.
her to die, but at the same time, like he knows that if he comes across as a
That's made me
sympathizer, a
laugh too hard.
Cylon sympathizer, he's just as fracked as Hilo and Tyrell. You know?
If you came across somebody who wanted to die, and you saw what Altar saw, the peek over the shoulder. Oh, it was so well done.
Yeah. And
When
when
you're like, okay,
I get that. Yeah, I understand.
like I get it.
Mhm.
I mean, because she's like, I want to die.
Yeah. No, it's completely understandable.
Poor John and his vampire curse.
It's
Put the
completely
sunglasses on
not
now,
that-
and he straight up looks like I can't think of his name, the dark-haired vampire that was with Lestat. What's his name, John?
Oh no! Don't call me that little fucking pissant bitch, Louis.
Louis doesn't wear
There
sunglasses.
it-
Wow. Where did that come from?
Yeah. But
Ask
wait.
Amy. Ask Amy. Louise, a little pissant bitch.
Oh no.
And there it
Oh,
goes
no.
again.
If you guys watched the American Gods thing on John's channel, the sunglasses are because he's a djinn. So when we do American Gods, he becomes Jinn Saint Baptiste.
Baptiste. which I know makes Johnny so happy.
Otherwise, he has flames coming out of his eyes, and it might cause a bit of glare on the camera.
Oh my!
Interview.
I'm gonna have to watch that.
Interview with a vampire.
Now that was a good.
I still haven't seen that movie.
Yeah, Night King, you want to die too, don't you, bro? Poor guy.
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm just talking about how much you love the gin scene.
I don't think.
I have to say, man, that's straight up gay porn. Like, okay, this is pornography. Like, even like HBO does bad too. Like, I can't. Like, even it doesn't matter what it is. Like, I've seen some horrible stuff, but that's just so. I mean, I don't know.
I'm surprised
it's just
stars
as good
can get
as my clown porn though. I can't really complain that much.
I'm surprised stars can get away with
because
that, like the scenes that they put in.
So it's not just that; it's the vagina eating scene. Like that kills me even more. That kills me even more than the gym scene. That kills me even more than the gym scene. Like I don't care about. I mean, even the porno isn't as bad as the sucking up of the vajayjay.
Bobby, you look so. It's
I don't know.
Embarrassed.
No, that wasn't what it sounded like. I know what you think he meant, but that's not what it was. It wasn't. It wasn't someone else doing the eating. It was the vagina doing the eating.
Oh,
it's a bit weird. Christ. If you can get past that, though, it's a very, very good show.
Yeah,
it's edgy as shit.
I'm getting flashbacks to the talking vagina conversation.
I only have one quick question.
Clam stamp.
It's close to season 3 of Game of Thrones and Peter Dalish's brothel. Or season 2.
If it makes you feel any better, the guy did go with a smile on his face.
No, I mean, it wasn't even that. They just showed the penetration and everything. Like, sure, they had some graphics over it, but come on. He spilled his. He about blew his brains out with the seed he spilled. Like it was overboard, man.
Johnny
it was Captain Stabbing up in there.
This is
and
my
Bobby be not listening to Johnny no more.
Bobby be crying, laughing.
Oh no! Clarissa put in the chat, flicking the Sean Bean.
Oh, that was Catherine. I said hashtag clam chomp.
It was, I don't care what if it was.
Oh, jeez.
Male and a female. That was just. I don't know. I wasn't expecting to see the penetration.
This is my plugs.
But how do we get onto this? This is jacked up, man.
Jinn Saint Baptiste.
I'm literally making sound bites that are gonna be taken out of context and be put on a soundboard somewhere.
I no longer know what you're saying, Johnny. I don't hear a thing.
La 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 la.
All I know is they come up with the fire come.
Clarissa.
Fuzzy flirkin.
So Battlestar Galactica.
Too old for you guys.
Well, there's no actual sex scene in this episode.
We should finish talking some BSG.
Yeah, so at the end here. Okay, so
yeah, because all we're talking is shit now.
Oh,
let's get back to
so
basically there. Oh, you know where we're at, Clarissa? If you know where we're at, go ahead, Clarissa.
Okay, we at okay, we'd passed the Cylon.
It was talking
the discovery of the ship.
Funny how people stutter after we talk about porno.
It was
the
Baltar
resurrection ship and Baltar on the bridge discussing with the Admiral. He's saving face in a big way.
Who is?
She came in and she was not convinced that his methods were going to be effective. And which is why she was like spitting on the prisoner.
Reek has good methods.
She's disgusting.
I know, she's terrible.
Oh, I hate her.
But the thing is like Baltar was already on her list. was already on her. He's a good choice to keep around. He's a genius, and everybody knows him. And he's the vice president, so he's a leader. And so any doubts that she might have had, he's kind of put aside by bringing this information that he was able to bring from 6 in the brig. And I would just like to bring up with Brig 6, we've never actually been informed how they figured out that she was a Cylon.
You will.
We've never been informed as to how they knew.
You
So
will,
how did they know?
You will.
I'm sure we will.
And it will make you terribly uncomfortable.
I'm already uncomfortable. I wear a bra every day. I'm used to being uncomfortable.
It's going to rub salt in the wound.
Al likes the porno talk.
She did something terrible to find out who was Cylon.
I feel like it's something torturous.
Is she?
It's coming, much like winter.
Damn, Sasa.
She did say, didn't she?
No, that was just a quote from Geek Chat 1.
It's so true, though.
She said that she was a soldier with a mission when she was talking about the whole wanting to die thing. She expected to die. So she was a soldier in enemy territory with something specific she had to do, and she expected that she would be killed for it. So whatever it was that she did must have been something pretty bad. So that's possibly how they found out whatever this mission was that she had. I'm guessing maybe she did something that she didn't expect to be coming back from.
Did you just call her it?
No, I said she. Okay. I said whatever it is, it that she's whatever thing she's done is. That's what it is.
I was
whatever her mission was.
I was not. I wasn't channeling
wrong. I just want your personal take on this.
I want to say, hey, Lemon Swirl, how you doing? What's going on? It's so good to see you.
Sister here?
She is.
Hello, it's a Catalano sister.
Hello, Lemon Swirl 1.
Everybody wants Johnny.
Yep. And apparently Johnny, Al almost spit out his coffee when he heard you say something.
He's mine.
I don't even remember what I said.
Probably something about when I said winter is coming, or something about winter is coming. Something.
So how much do it? Okay, they're talking about the radiological signature. Tyrrell. Oh, Hilo and Tyrrell. This epic scene in the brig.
Second best scene in the entire episode.
Yes.
Yeah.
In the entire episode or the entire episode? Clarissa, I'll let you take this one over, and then I'll let Amy slap me 2 times, and then she'll talk.
Whoa.
She's like, what? Amy got mad.
I kind of want to go forward to the Amy slapping you thing and start selling tickets, but
Johnny likes getting slapped, and then
you would know, John.
that's the name of the video. Johnny likes getting slapped. Clickbait.
I'd like to slap Johnny sometimes.
Oh my God!
Damn,
you've got
Bobby.
like a whole series coming up, Johnny.
What's going on here? I think I can get into another type of business. Al, you want to be my producer, bro?
So sorry. What scene am I talking about,
guys?
now?
Do you have any idea what happens to me every time Johnny gets slapped?
Does he take it out on you?
Do you get another? You get
like another. Cared about me. I thought we were all friends.
John gets some lashings, I guess. I've heard through the grapevine.
Bobby, can I ask why you posted the same thing 3 times? You drunk?
I don't know. It keeps showing up in my chat. I deleted it the last time. Crazy stuff.
Dear.
I don't know. Okay. You guys got me nuts.
Now
it's all gone horribly wrong now because Al's talking about safe words.
What?
And then Jared's like turned on when it's like, what happens to John when John gets
Mine
slapped?
is onomatopoeia. I ain't even gonna be able to say it because I made it hard, so I can't say it. You know.
Right. Okay, you made it hard.
Well,
so
Johnny
what
told
scene
me
am I
Make
talking
a
about
safe
now?
word. It doesn't count.
JR safe word is apparently squid.
Cracking.
I know
Yes.
that squid sounds funnier.
My Kraken brother. My Kraken brother.
Cracking the whip, baby. Ooh, wrecked my camera.
Garrett,
Are you
Garrett and I
turned
were-
on and hard?
Garrett and I were
Like, do you not know whether you're turned on and hard? Should you check yourself? I'm confused.
In fact,
I'm always hard
Garrett-
because I'm
Garrett and I
Centurion.
were-
So good we're not monetized. 'Cause
They wore
it
leather
wouldn't be.
outfits.
This
I'll
would be
never
funny though.
monetized.
What was that about leather outfits, John?
What?
John's got
All I
acid
heard
cats. I know that much.
some mumbling, and then
I'm
they
talking
wore leather
about
outfits.
Euron's gay joy.
Oh, Lauren, you're
Oh.
on Gay Joy.
JR said derail.
I just had this vision of that dance bar from the Police Academy movies.
Yes,
Catherine, are you leaving? Is that by a cat?
I made a show that Euron was at.
So
Like book Euron and show Euron. Don't even get me started.
Anyways,
yeah,
Totally different fandom.
Johnny?
Pee on your
What's
shoulder.
What
Now,
scene
come
am I talking about?
you're talking about everything till the end.
Okay, so
No.
so all this
It's
stuff
a-
happens and people
I
are
will
like,
help
"Oh
you.
my
I will
god,
help you.
really?"
I
And they're
got
like,
you.
"Yeah," and they're like,
Amy's
"Okay,
like, I
guess
should have
better
got
do
more
it."
alcohol.
Right?
Amy's
I
like,
had
I
one
need
drink.
alcohol to deal with these
I
people.
know. She's been sniffing like ethyl alcohol. Just trying to get a buzz. Okay, Amy.
Saying that,
So,
I do have some glue, but it's paper and craft glue. I don't think it would help.
Do you know good?
it's child safe.
Not,
It is.
not like the markers they used to give us in kindergarten.
Okay, the Exos plans, but before that, Hilo and Tyrrell. I don't think you talked about that,
Oh,
Clarissa. We got
no.
so derailed, but Hilo and
Yeah,
Tyrell,
my Hilo.
Tyrell,
Hilo and his hunky forearms. Hilo. He's definitely, he feels for Tyrell. Tyrell's like, because he's like, I'm done with this sharing thing, getting involved with this whole thing. If we live through this, I'm not getting involved in it again because it's done nothing but bring me heartache and trouble. And they really have a strong heart to heart, with Hilo's like, how could you not think I don't have doubts about this? I mean, she's not a person. Like she's not a woman, and she's gonna have my baby that's what, half machine? Like he can't make sense of it. All he knows is how he feels. And I thought that was a wonderfully poignant and telling thing about both of them. And it says a lot about the way that model of Sharon chooses the human men that she gets into relationships with. She gets involved with men who are empathetic and thoughtful and kind and do the right thing. She likes a do-gooder. And I mean, I can't say I blame her because do-gooders with big forearms just kind of do it for me. What can I say? Well, what can I say? They all do it for me.
I'm in love with a woman who I knew isn't a woman.
Right?
Like,
he's like,
oh, that's a powerful line.
That really is, isn't it?
Best safe word ever.
Yes.
Are we still going back to safe words? I thought we were getting more serious again.
It was mentioned. Yeah.
That was entirely my fault.
Alrod talks. This is funny. Yeah.
Confusing ass safe word, Al.
But yeah, with Tyrell and Hilo, Tyrell really realizes that he's like, no, I'm done. Now I'm done. like in terms of liking Sharon and being involved with Sharon. He's just like, now this is like, I guess having that moment and the subsequent things that happened afterwards. It's like realizing that, yeah, it's like she's in love with somebody else who's not me, even though it's the same person. So, but
Do you think this is Hero realizing that Sharon isn't Boomer?
yes, it's that there's a slightly different version, and that just this version is just maybe more attached to Hilo. It's like he can't like knock her for the different version of herself liking another person, or
You can't knock her because she's
John.
Doc Cottle prescribes her the pill. That's why.
Well, she didn't take one. That's how she ended up in this situation.
Oh man,
okay.
I love this channel.
Nanolon pills.
I love that we're getting so funny because we're about to get really dark here.
Yeah.
But with
John's creepy fucking smile, bro. Don't kill me, man.
No. I'm
He looked dark.
but with like
I like the
that.
levity because it gets really dark really fast.
Who scared my sister away?
Oh, sorry.
It was probably my avatar.
Probably the
It wasn't
avatar
your avatar.
and something else. But yeah, with the realization.
Oh, it might have been the porno topic. I mean, come on.
She's like, what is wrong with you people?
Occam's razor here, you know. Why
Everybody
did my
needs a
sister leave? I
hobby.
just thought about it.
I know. I just texted her. Were you in chat? Because I didn't see you anywhere. She said, "Yeah, but I left."
All right, hold on.
What did she hear?
Our Red Sox fans comment.
Read that.
Probably something out of my mouth. That's usually what drives people off. It's things
It's how Red Sox fans comment. Johnny, you have to read that because it's funny.
Alright, so my safe word is stop, but don't stop. Brought that up on a first date many moons ago. Should have saw the look on her face. That she was going to faint. Thought she was going to faint. Thank God I was afraid she wanted to go out again. So a safe word can come in handy. I'm sorry, I can't even get on.
What are you reading?
Al's comment.
Basically, I just use the fact that he's a freak.
Oh, I
to
thought
get out
you
of a
said,
date.
what are you eating? She said, Al's comment.
I must have missed a bunch.
Mm.
Al's
Al, did you scare my sister away?
It's your fucking husband. If you want to control him, then tell him what to do.
Oh no.
Either do it or don't.
I gotta get up early too.
All right, so
but
what are we
with
talking about?
Tyrell and Hilo. But with Tyrell and Hilo even himself questions why he likes her or why he feels affection for Sharon, and is trying to conceptualize what his child will look like in a sense. He's like, yes, on the outside, she's human, and I guess on the inside she's human too. But it's for him, it'll be hard to understand.
So.
Huh?
Hilo seems to think so.
Yeah. So it'll be kind of hard for him to understand, like, if all of a sudden this child comes out and there's like pieces of metal somewhere, he'll be like, what? But yeah, he's dealing with it too, because he hasn't really had a moment in all reality to have it sink in that he is becoming a father, even though she's told him a few times that she's pregnant and like that whole thing. But that realization too of going through that, because not only for women but for men, that's a huge thing, to becoming a parent for the first time, especially doubly, I guess, for Hilo, because it's not only just with a human woman, but it's with a Cylon woman who looks like a human.
How do you think child support lawsuits work out in the post-apocalyptic fleet?
You get 3 cabbages a day.
3 cabbages a day. We don't see them like go and pick cabbages, so it's a kind of hard or like any fresh food. Fresh food.
Starbuck pulled a pack of Wrigley's gum out of her ass crack last episode.
And it probably was a little stinky because when was the last time that woman had a shower?
She had a shower in the last episode. You
She
see?
just dried off faster than everyone else.
She needs another one though. She got really sweaty at the beginning of the episode. She had the Cylon fear sweat.
At least every day or every other day you should have a shower.
I have a shower every day.
Why am I
You
again?
too.
I'm
Sometimes
sick of this freezing shit.
Starbuck.
What
Geek
the hell,
Cat.
Bobby? Calm down, Bobby.
I keep freezing. I'm missing stuff.
I didn't have a shower.
Pissing me off.
I take one every morning when the full moon rises.
So once a
Um,
month.
All right, I think we should get to the end game of this episode because it's big.
Why do you have sunglasses on?
John, I'll let you set that up, man, and bring us back.
Mhm.
All right.
If you wouldn't mind,
so
put down that glass of blood and let's get to it.
Do I have to make some like ruby red wine glass charms?
John, as a member of the Lost Boys, how does that affect your life?
I do not have a mullet, thank you. I am not a lost boy. I do not have a mullet.
Oh my god.
No,
I'll let
they
you
don't
set up
have
the
mullet.
last scene, my
No,
friend, if you would like to. The
Keep
last
it-
couple
Wait,
scenes.
no. Please let our resident goth expert speak.
So The Lost Boys is like one of my favourite films ever, and they don't all have mullets because the really dishy one
No,
with
they
the
don't.
long black hair, Dwayne, he doesn't have a mullet.
He looks like Slash.
Just
He
no,
does.
he doesn't.
Well, the hair.
Ew,
kinda.
no, Slash's got
I
curly
can't
hair.
remember. I gotta watch it. I just watched it the other day, but I'm trying to.
He has a
I
specific.
don't know if
mullet.
I've ever seen it.
He has a specific mullet of the mullet called the Frampton.
The what?
The Frampton. Where you let it grow to here in the front, and you let it grow past the shoulders in the back. That's called the Frampton mullet.
Oh,
I'm a mullet watch. I'm actually a mullet watch contributor.
Okay, well, it's the only acceptable mullet I've ever seen then.
Okay, but it's still a mullet. There's still. I mean, it's
Business
like
in the front, party in the back.
it's loose business in the front. It's like,
Famous words by Billy Ray Cyrus.
but there's still the party in the back. It's mullet.
We got to do the achy breaky heart dance now.
Oh, we're just saying
Oh,
Starbucks
no.
stinky.
The Billy
Not
Ray.
Katie.
There are actually
Did you
82 different
Did you do?
mullets.
I don't know. I feel like you were trying to rein it back in, and then you went out with some.
I was, but people don't understand their mullets. There's actually a website that
We can do a stream on this.
all the
We'll break down the top 20 best mullets of all time. Oh my God, we're doing this. Top 20 best mullets of all time.
we need
And
to
I'm
do
writing
all
it down because this will be an awesome stream. We're
Then-
doing it on your
Don't
channel
forget,
too.
eh?
I am
Don't,
so
don't
stoked
forget,
about
eh? You gotta have a special Canadian section for the hockey, Harry.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, there's going to be a few hockey players in best mullets because a couple of them have pulled it off, and Barry Melrose still pulls it off.
Excuse me.
Canadian people. Why do you love your mullets? Like, I don't get it.
We don't.
Mhm.
The hockey
What?
hair was just a way for guys to have long hair without it getting tangled under their helmet.
So,
Mm-hmm.
And I'm a racist.
Snort.
oh, no. But to kind of,
Oh, it made me laugh so hard.
JR has personal experience with Katie Sackhoff, so. 'Cause
I
he
don't
just
believe
mentioned-
Beaverton, Oregon's a real place. They made that up for a movie. I'm joking. No, that's really cool. JR.
Wait,
JR went to
You guys
school.
are
may be
making me laugh
trolling me,
too
but I
much. I
believe
can't
you.
see the
Come on.
chat.
He says JR just says that he went to high school with the actress who plays Starbuck.
went to the rival
high school.
Arrival high school.
And he did something
Well,
at
that's
a
cool.
sunset with a Beaverton.
JR,
Totally
I never
strikes me as a
called
West
Katie,
Coast girl.
Katie Sackhoff
My
stinky.
phone won't
That's all
work.
on Mackenzie. Mackenzie calls Katie Sackhoff stinky.
So John,
No,
set up
Starbucks
this.
is stinky.
John, set up these final scenes, and we're just talking about Starbucks. Yeah, not Katie herself. Yeah, she cool with me. Still, but I never even
excuse me.
noticed it till.
Okay, everybody, can we
go
get
ahead,
serious for like 5 minutes?
John, I'm sitting here telling you to please set up
Go.
the final scene.
No, I'm avataring what you're asking me to do.
Wait, you're avataring? No, I am not entering your body with my mind. Just no. Go ahead, buddy.
No, Johnny's never entered my body. I don't try it.
Don't lie.
Oh no!
Oh my god.
So this stuff happened in
I
space,
will.
I'm glad somebody laughed at
and
that.
like people were shooting at each other, and then they stopped shooting at each other. It was a really good episode.
Okay,
Yeah.
seriously,
So,
the end of this episode, oh my gosh. The two monologues that are the way they are delivered. All I'm going to say is diction, words, and throw it out there, Jules. We'll start from my left. So we're going to go Amy, Bobby, Larissa, and Mackenzie.
hashtag enter my body is gonna be a thing now.
What?
I'm not playing.
Yeah.
Who's entering who now? What have I
We are
missed?
making a T-shirt of that. Hashtag enter my body. That'll be available at Con of Thrones.
Oh, shit, you guys.
Or maybe
Where the
two.
fuck did that
Why
come
do I wear
from?
my makeup on this stream? Oh.
Matter of fact, I wish Sasa
I know, I've been
isn't
crying
on
the
the panel.
whole
She would have
time.
won tonight.
Woohoo! Enter my body.
I can't take it. There's no getting serious here.
Who just said I can't take it? Because that was the best response to that hashtag.
I wouldn't take it.
I can't even get a sip of my
I'm
drink.
trying to rein it in. I was reining it in.
And then Jared's response to enter my body.
I can't
might be
breathe. I
happening
can't
at
drink. You guys gotta quit.
Our hashtags
That's
are
right,
awful,
shit.
you guys.
Come on.
I can't
Alright.
breathe.
We gotta wrap it up. Hashtag enter my body. Hashtag enter the Cylon.
So, how do we feel about the closing
Enter my
monologues
Cylon
about Adama telling Starbuck he wants her to listen for his... What was his safe word, you guys?
Adama giving the assassination.
Downfall.
Adama giving the assassination order. And Kane giving the assassination order at the same time. By the way, I thought this scene was so done.
What? Wait, did we forget this?
You thought it was dumb?
Wait. Oh no. Hashtag wrap it up before you enter my body.
JR.
Oh, damn. My phone will
brother.
not work
Oh,
still.
man.
What did you guys do to my phone?
I'm gonna pee myself.
I just feel like
But watch
I-
out for the nanolons.
I totally
I think we may have a winner.
Oh yeah, where's
We'll
Bubba
see what
Husky?
happens there.
Yeah.
I can't breathe. Oh, what'd you guys do?
JR, consider yourself officially entered for the next giveaway.
Yeah, tootin' a tin. He's in there.
Johnny is the one who wants to enter my body. I do my best.
Dude, you're digging a hole for yourself so deep. Deep inside of you, this hole is being dug.
If you watch this episode, I was actually Trisha Helfer's body double.
Hashtag
And
inside
you
of
get
John.
to see my real back if I tell Johnny no.
I don't think you can tell Johnny no.
No. You watch this episode, you can see my real back.
I don't take no for an answer, John.
Catherine, that's fucking amazing.
Enter my body, exit my tutu.
We're all going a little batty tonight, you guys.
You're getting something
God.
extra special in your tutu for that. Oh my god. I gotta copy and paste that one. Holy shit.
Okay, and this episode is the entire reason that Ty gets everything that he wants to hear out of Fisk. Just one thing.
What do you mean he gets everything he wants to hear out of Fisk? Like he hears.
Johnny's still laughing.
I'm sorry. I'm crying.
Johnny.
This is fucking awesome. I'm sorry.
Because I'm the only one who's like remotely in control.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
there's something not right, John, if you're not misbehaving and the rest of us are. What's that all about?
They are. We have crying. Yes, we do.
My brother
I can't breathe.
Hashtag no more tears.
All right.
Oh my god.
Anyways, John's gotta go back to his coffin. Hurry up.
No,
Hashtag John's gotta go hunting.
This is so funny.
Derail. We're so derailed.
no,
John's blood
great.
supply is getting
Great.
low.
It's great.
No.
Bobby's had to mute
Inhale.
herself because she can't breathe.
Dehail.
No, you guys have all written my fucking dissertation for Psychology 404.
Did you get an A?
Thank you.
I gotta mute because I cannot stop laughing.
All right. All right. So, we were talking about the closing scene.
No, we were talking about Johnny wanting to enter my body. He's fucking
All right.
all the time. And then I told you I was Trisha Helfer's stunt double.
Clarissa, help me
And all
with
those
this
marks in the
prosthetic
back.
back.
Oh,
What do you rate this episode, John?
No, we need to
We
talk.
don't. Clarissa's like, fuck
Let's
this
just
one.
move right along, shall we?
Before we get to the ratings, we really need to talk about the fun with these scenes. Can we get serious for like 5 minutes?
Yes.
Serious-ish.
It's
Not if you keep saying Johnny's
murder.
body.
We're talking about murder.
assassination.
It's true. Do I think?
Intrigue.
Do we
How
think?
did you all feel about how the assassination parameters were set up?
There's a contrast.
Did anybody think about the specific words that were used?
Well, he says downfall is their word, and she says their word is an operation. I have it.
Case orange.
Yes. Case orange.
Execute case orange.
So sounds almost like Adama wants to be able to make it a more hidden command, whereas all the admiral wants to do is execute case orange. Like it'll be loud and clear as to what it is.
She
But
wants to take them all out.
This is the thing, though. It's like
Well, no, and her order was specifically take out the entire command.
Yeah, like not
Right.
just Adama.
His was on-
starting
No,
with
that's
Adama.
not
Sure.
Take out
Adama,
his
that's
command.
Adama. That's Ty. That's D. That's
It's the whole
That's
CIC.
Data, that's
Data.
absolutely. I think honestly, what do I think? I
Zero.
think that Jack sees the Galactica as his possible salvation, and I'll bet you dollars to donuts that
Donuts.
he
Well, I like
turns
donuts.
this plan around. Me too. They're high carb, but I'll bet you.
that totally ruins the entire point of the metaphor. Like it's
What do you
dollars
mean?
to dimes or it's pounds to pennies.
It's dollars to donuts in Canada because Tim Hortons a national treasure. Damn it!
Yeah, in a
John
dollar,
said it's dicks for
donut
tricks.
in Canada costs like $9.84 American,
What?
or like what
You got that backwards.
Canadian?
Yeah, it's the other way around, John.
Other way around.
No, no,
Um,
no, no.
Cost
Like,
a few it's a few loonies
for donut in Canada, right?
I can tell you about a few loonies.
and a toonie.
Toonies and loonies.
No, but I think honestly, number one, I don't think that she thinks Adama is ruthless enough to go for her. So I don't think she's even going to see anything coming that would be a revolt against her. And number two, I don't know that after she gives Jack this command that he has to go and take down the Galactica. I don't know that he's going to do it. I think he sees his possible salvation in the Galactica. And I think that considering it's his job to handpick the people who are going to go with him, and then he's the one who's issuing the commands to them on her orders, he might get the very worst of the worst and make sure that they all end up in an airlock and whoosh!
Or he might get the best of the best and they do what he tells them to because he's their CEO.
No, I know, but my point being that I don't know that he'll necessarily carry out her plan, even when he selects these people.
No,
Once she gives the orders,
he
she's
might be
just
like-
washing her hands of it and leaving it up to him, right? So who knows what he's going to do with that?
Okay.
Yeah, she's counting on him following orders because he didn't like that last guy getting shot in the head. I don't think he'll do it. I think he'll go tell.
Good
Ty.
point. What'd you think of this episode, Bobby? Like, I'm not wrapping it up, John. I just want to know what Bobby thinks of this episode. Because we got her loose as a loosey-goosey.
I think this episode was pretty good. And
Did you enjoy it better than the last one?
yeah, the last one was a little serious. So serious.
Oh, and this one.
And
Nope, not
this
remotely.
one, yeah, but I see a little hope in this one. I think that guy's looking for help. I think he's gonna get it.
Oh, you humans.
You know, they're good. And I think all those guys on Adama's team there, I think they just know what to do, even though they're on the other ship. They're still working for their own. They're gonna make it right. It'll be good.
Yeah.
Okay.
I feel
And
like
I don't think the Cylons are quite too bad.
You humans in your
At this
coat. It's so cute.
I feel like the whole her wanting to basically kill off every single named character that we know is just like one of those things where a new person comes in, 5 minutes later they want to take over and like kill off every single named character that we know, and then it just makes you think, oh, are they really gonna restart the entire show with like just one person that we recognize? It's like, no. So it's usually the other way around, where we get duped for one episode thinking that all of our favorites are in trouble, when all in actual reality it's the one person that is the bad one. And I feel like Admiral Kane or Admiral Asshole will be sent to the brig or to Astral Queen. Admiral Asshole will go to the Astral. Ha 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 ha.
Admiral Asshole needs to go out what's that thing they fly out?
The airlock.
Yeah, That's where she needs to go. They need to
Ev-
keep the rest of them because they like people.
Even though it's still a waste of resources because, you know, oxygen's not valuable or anything.
And
Just
bringing the
bugs
scientific
me.
perspective.
They do that in the 100 too, and I'm like, what are you doing?
intelligent officers who were able to survive.
Oh, I like the
the
100.
Holocaust aren't worth anything either, are they?
I don't know. Maybe. But like if you want to do like
No, like whether you like Admiral Kane or not, she survived.
yeah, because she murdered a whole bunch of other people.
Like she has survived.
Reek survived too, especially when it was up under Theon's ass in the books. Oh, I don't know why I'm bringing this up, but maybe it's because I'm
Surviving at the expense
just
of
read
other
that a
people,
week ago.
though, it's not. It's surviving. Sorry, excuse me. She survives at the expense of other people, and Adama and Rosalind don't just want to survive; they want to thrive.
Mhm.
There's a difference.
Yeah.
And
plus it's, yeah.
yeah, it's about more than survival, or it should be.
Made it a motto.
Yeah.
Two
Plus
complete different mindsets.
Plus also Adama is the father of this ship, while Rosalind's the mother of this ship. Did we talk did I step away when you
Now,
talked about Rosalind and
Okay.
Twitter
Adama?
parents.
Yes,
Adopt-
let's talk
yeah.
about that scene because we should not skip that scene. It is
When she's in bed?
Mhm.
Yeah, that was a little
Did
bit
he give
weird.
her a little smooch?
I thought she was like that. At least she was. That he was gonna kiss her on the forehead or something, even though
Yeah,
it's not presidential. Like
but it was touching, wasn't it?
it was, but there was a bit of a flirty vibe there. I
See?
felt.
Oh, are you shipping Adama and
see,
Amy ships everybody. If
not
you
ship
watch,
two people.
if you watch,
No, I think so too.
if you watch Believe, Amy ships everybody. She
Hey, come on, that was a fucking amazing screen grab I got.
Amy only ships old people, like
Hey,
people
old
my age
people.
or older.
Oh,
Amy
you
is
know.
amazing, John. You better just know that.
No, I know Amy's amazing. That's why I have to talk to you about American Gods every fucking week.
Old people need love too. You know, like
Sorry.
Yeah.
People need love too.
they do.
Yes, they do, honey. They also need to get
Hey,
banged.
I've heard of
now and then.
90-year-olds still being fresh in the bedroom, man. So, yeah, you know, medicine's a wonderful thing. And I think that can all get them going.
Yeah.
Hashtag Adama Mama.
Yeah.
As much as I think there is a bit of like a flirtation-y thing there, I don't think that she's got long enough left for anything to come of it.
I feel
You
like
can try.
honestly,
Unless, of
I
course,
feel
she does get one of these lovely new bodies they were joking about, you know.
Which
The
makes,
younger model.
which makes it a little more beautiful and a little more romantic.
like Fault in Our Stars esque, but
Yeah, I suppose.
Like romantic, I mean in the
cliche perspective.
no, I mean in the Byronic Shelley.
I don't know.
It's sort of tragic.
Authors that you probably slept through in high school perspective.
I do feel like somehow she's gonna survive, even though Doc Ott's like, you only got X number amount of time left. I still feel like they wouldn't they wouldn't kill off such a prevalent character like Rosalind just because of like, unless she obviously got like extenuating circumstances like getting shot or something like that, they wouldn't probably kill her off.
The Cylons have a cure for cancer.
I was just saying that
Nanolons.
we don't know.
She
what
wants to
other
be a
kinds of-
Cylon.
I don't think that, but I think if they've got, we don't know what this technology is still. They've got, okay, there's this ship that's full of spare bodies, it would appear. However,
She
we
wants to
don't
be a
know.
blonde.
We don't know how it works. It could, they may have some sort of technology that could cure her, or I don't know, replace the organs that are infected with the cancer, or it's a possibility. I wouldn't rule it out completely.
Is it cheating to go look at the cast list for season 3?
Yes.
What?
Yes, that would be cheating.
Bobby.
Oh,
Bobby,
you
Oh,
know
well,
I
we're
want
not
to cheat so bad.
Bobby, we're not allowed to cheat, even though Johnny says that we're allowed to binge.
He
What?
said that, right?
Yeah, like
He
binge
said
on
it.
chocolate, not on the show.
No, he said if you haven't seen it, go binge it. He said
If
it.
you want to. If you want to.
But Bobby, then that's not fair. Then you're not a first-time watcher anymore.
I'm not a cheater. But Johnny said it.
Yeah.
Is my point. And I haven't seen him go back and say, no, you can't if you're on the panel, which I expected him to do.
He'll
He
do it
didn't
on.
do it. Oh,
Yeah.
I'm such an asshole, just like Johnny.
No, I'll let you dig your own little hole there, because I actually said, if you haven't seen it, binge it up until the point we're at on Fridays. Boom! Up until the current
I
episode.
don't think you said that.
And no further. I'm pretty sure John clarified it on the
I don't-
podcast.
I
We'll
don't
rewatch
think you
it.
said that.
If so, if I didn't, I'll pin a comment in the comment section. But
May I do
Nah.
this? I have actually a
Bring it.
Autographed picture of the president.
it's a forgery, unfortunately. But Amy's like,
Picture
"Oh,
from Amazing Amy.
you wound me, Johnny."
the
Ame,
president of
Amy,
the club
your
comedy.
butterflies are beautiful. I mean, your moths.
That was a butterfly.
Oh, the butterflies.
Bobby, don't cheat.
I don't know the difference.
Hey, John, scream at the camera so it stays on you.
Bobby, don't cheat.
I'm not gonna
It's
cheat.
a poor excuse for screaming, John.
Yeah.
I gotta say though, Rosalind
cannot
is
see it
not
unless
my
you say
favorite
something,
character.
Just click on me. You're the one.
If I click on you, it may not go away, or I may accidentally boot you out of the system. I've had a couple beers.
Still got drunk, Johnny.
Sing a Cylon song.
I had a
Hey,
bad
Bobby, don't cheat.
strong drink and it
I'll
shows.
click on myself.
Bobby.
right,
Hashtag
so-
Bobby don't cheat.
Amy, did you give your thoughts on that on the last?
I never cheat.
And the hashtag Bobby says
I'm just a
what?
jerk.
Look, there you go. Don't
I
cheat.
can't read.
Then I perfectly dropped like an asshole.
Don't cheat. Don't cheat.
I don't like her.
Hashtag
Hey,
Bobby just don't get caught.
Amy, did you give
Yes,
your thoughts?
there we go. No, I don't cheat. Believe me, I go to Johnny for all my questions and all my stuff. So I don't cheat because I know if I go to the internet, I'm going to be looking at stuff and then something's going to come along that I'm going to say, oh, I'm not supposed to see that.
Yeah, I send her pictures of stuff all the time. You just can't know what, because
That's my Twitter
you
wife.
just can't know.
It's a secret.
You know I'm good at those secrets. Amy, did you get to give
So many
any of your
secrets
thoughts on the
around
last bit?
here. On the what?
On the last bit of the episode.
I don't think I did actually.
Go ahead then.
I think I was what I'd written down for it was my sort of overall thought from the last scene was that there was quite a contrast because Kane, she wants Marines. She's sending her XO, but she wants a load of Marines to go with them as well. And they're to terminate Adama's command, starting with Adama. Whereas Adama goes for a more subtle approach, like he's sending Starbuck one person who at the moment Kane actually seems to trust. You know, she's put her in a position of power and she's trusting her judgment on battle plans and that kind of thing. So I think Adama's doing the more sensible thing. Kane's quite literally wanting to go in all guns blazing. And like people aren't going to notice that there's suddenly Marines everywhere. Whereas no one's going to bat an eyelid at Starbuck being in the CIC, standing right next to Kane. So I don't know if she will actually shoot her, though. I can see it being more of some last-minute thing where Starbuck stops her from making the call to give the order by pulling a gun on her, but doesn't actually shoot her. Maybe just like arrests her or something.
Do you think if it comes down to it, Starbuck will pull the trigger?
Yeah. I think she'll be conflicted about it, but I think if it was between Kane and Adama, if it was literally like, if she didn't pull the trigger, then Adama would be killed, then she would, because
Adama's her papa.
yeah, she has a lot more loyalty to Adama. Okay, you know, Kane's promised all these nice things, and she's given her a promotion, and she's
What if
saying,
Adama's already dead?
Hmm?
What happens?
Say again, sorry.
What if Adama's already dead when it happens? He gives the order, and then the Marines bust in and they kill the entire CIC.
She'd definitely do it then, as like revenge. Maybe.
I'd say yes. That's her family.
I think as much as at the moment, like as much as she's kind of got Starbuck on her side with like the promotion and promising that they'll go back to Caprica for the survivors, I don't think Starbuck is naive enough to just be like, oh well, okay, you know, I can trust her.
Mm-hmm.
She'll do what she says and she'll follow, you know, she'll keep her word, and that's what we're going to do. I think it would still be a hard decision for her to make. It's not the kind of thing that she would she's not going to straight away go to Adama, yeah, that's fine, give me a gun, I'll go do it now. It's going to be a very hard decision for her to make.
Well, I think outside of Candy being offered on the table, like I think Starbuck actually respects Kane.
Yeah, like if she was, with that whole situation, if she was to completely 100% trust Kane, then that's just bad writing. Like going against Adama and Apollo and Bronzelin and Tyrell and Hilo and Sharon and all of these other people just so she can have a slightly higher ranked position. That's just not Starbuck unless she's supposed
No, but I mean, all I'm saying is I think she respects Kane.
She does, I think, but although she respects her, I don't think she trusts her.
Mm-hmm.
And I think she'll be loyal to her. They are her family, the people on the Galactica.
So you think she realizes she's in a good position and playing the Game of Thrones, maybe? You know, playing politics in a sense.
Didn't even see the fucking look in her eyes when Adama gives that order.
Oh, she was horrified. Absolutely horrified. Like you said, it's not something that she'd find easy to do, because regardless of how she felt about Kane, really, she's still being asked to do something that would get her killed. You know, she's
Execute a superior officer.
Oh,
And he's not
killed. Like that's going to be there forever.
Yeah.
Mm.
And he didn't ask her in the same way that she asked her XO. You know, like the way that she was talking to her XO is like, this is what I want you to do. And the first thing that he says to her is, I need you to do something. And she said, anything for you. And he goes, don't speak too soon. You're not going to like this. I don't like this, basically. You know, I mean, this is a choice that he is not pleased about having to make.
Yeah, that's
Whereas
what I'm trying to get to.
the Admiral, she's like, do this.
They're both given the same monologue in a very different form.
She's ruthless. He is utilitarian. He's doing what he has to do, even though he doesn't want to have to do it. She's glad to do what she wants to do, what she has to do.
I don't think she's glad to.
I don't agree.
I don't think it
I
makes
think
her happy.
I think that if it gives her the result that she's looking for, she's more than willing to do it.
But to say she's glad to is to say that it makes her happy.
No, I'm saying she's glad to do what she has to do in order
I
to
think she's
get the result
satisfied
she
too.
wants. I don't think that she has regret for it.
No, but I'm saying I think she's satisfied to. I don't think she's glad to.
Mm-hmm.
I would go as
that
far
would make
as
her a
to say that she's
sociopath.
glad to, because she's gonna get what she wants, and that's what will make her glad. I mean, it'll be too bad, but
I
for
don't
her,
think it'll
it's
make her
like putting
glad.
down a horse that keeps losing.
Okay.
You know,
we have to agree to disagree here.
Well,
I think
John, you gotta let them.
Because she thinks it's the best way to keep humanity alive.
I don't think that's her goal
Even
at all.
though it's a Nazi way to keep humanity alive. Yes, I finally fucking dropped the bomb. It's a Nazi way to keep humanity alive.
Oh, there's no question. And I mean, there's tons of historical
Not
references to other totalitarian
It
rulers
definitely
that
has
would
a
have made the same
eugenics
call.
undertone.
You know.
But I don't think it makes her glad to. I think she's just like...
I do. I don't think that she values them. She
But
she values them more like materially,
implies happy.
physically.
Glad implies happy. Glad implies enjoyment.
If it gets her what she wants, that makes her happy.
I don't think she enjoys making this decision.
No, I feel like she.
I would say pay attention to some of her hand gestures and a little bit of subtle look she uses on her face. But that's all I'll give you. John, I think you're arguing a little too much and just should let them... I don't know. We'll get into it more on Monday because I got some good stuff on this episode.
Yeah, she's...
But yeah, I know what you're saying, John. We'll talk about that though.
Okay,
that's a good point.
Seems like it though that she just kind of wants to get rid of Adama in a sense, or at least negatively affect Adama's position to make him more vulnerable by getting rid of people like Tyrell and like Hilo, because you start with picking off people that matter to this person, but not matter enough that it will negatively affect them personally. So she's not going to start with Apollo or Starbuck in the way of killing this person off. She's going to get rid of the people who don't negatively affect him as much, meaning Tyrell and Hilo, because Tyrell isn't really in the military. He's more like under a different, like he's in the military, but he's not under the direct sect that involves Adama.
That being my one disagreement, I think that's why she transferred Tyrell, is because she knew Tyrell was better than what's his face.
Yeah. So it's to get rid of him in either one sense, but this time it's just to get rid of him, to kill him because he did something wrong.
Well, either that or to have him there because she knew he'd be better at that job than some aeronautics engineer.
Yeah, and then it's to get Starbuck to kind of turn away from Adama and potentially like mostly Adama and Rosalind, just so she can have a higher ranked position, and then to demote Lee will cause discourse between those two people because she knows that they're friends, that they're really close. So to kind of have that position and literal shift change can cause some discourse between those two, meaning that they're not on the same side against her because by their style that they're both very smart. They probably have done a lot of things together and they have a really close relationship. So to cause discourse is another thing. And then to cause insight by bringing people who are on the inside to kind of make that formidable like crush and kind of take out Adama would be like one of her final steps in kind of securing a fractured Galactica and having no more Tyrell, no more Ty, no more Gata, no more D would completely like negate everything that Adama has built up with Rosalind, because she also knows that Rosalind probably doesn't have much time left. It may be written in her file somewhere. So if she gets rid of every single person who has power besides her, then she's supreme ruler. And that's what most people kind of want, is ultimate power. So yeah, it's kind of hard to say, but yeah, it's more like on like the idea of she just wants power, and the easiest thing to do is just either cause discourse or kill people.
Do you think she wants power, or do you think that she thinks that taking power is the way to?
After you answer that,
it needs to be done.
She probably wants power, but also she feels like she needs to take control, because she admitted it in the last episode that basically Adama and Rosalind together are too soft for all of these people. That they're very lenient on things, and that they're not drill sergeants, that they're not taking care of the people in the way that she thinks that they should be taken care of by any means necessary. So it's one of those situations that they're kind of stuck with. And then potentially the people that have been on Pegasus either have the same ideology or they're just following what she wants to do in fear of ending up like
given her leadership style, I'll take the same ideology.
Well, I would just kind of say this before we stay on this for an hour. That I would beg the question, yes, they were both thrust in a similar situation, but maybe we don't know the whole story of what happened. Maybe we're just hearing a piece of it. So just kind of take that. Mackenzie, with that, also, you can retort John a little bit, as well as give us your final thoughts while John pulls his mustache out because he's been twirling all damn night.
The final kind of thought in this episode was, as soon as I read the episode title, I was like, damn it, it's 3 parts. So, and obviously the fact that we left it on the hanger that it is assumes that I figured, again, it's either they're going to have Adama shot and then he's going to end up in the same situation as we started with the premiere, which is just so stupid because clearly the writers either want Edward James Olmos recovered and having power that leans all the time, or laid up in a hospital bed and us being like, is he alive? Is he not? Is he alive? Is he not? Like that kind of thing this season, which is kind of just not a bad thing, but also at the same time it's like, why kind of do that to an actor who's so good? But anyway, it's a good episode. It's just like, now that there's 3 parts, you just want to see the end. I know we have to wait until the podcast comes up, but I'm like, dang it, I just want to know what happens in the end. And I can kind of figure that she will get, that Admiral Kane, will be more in trouble for her actions, even though she's the one who has the most power.
Oh, God damn it. Okay, I need to get a pen because I need to get everybody's rankings down.
And
I just went into a fucking.
Why do I always have a pen handy?
Wait, what'd you say, bud?
Oh, I just said, why do I always have a pen handy?
Needed his pen.
Possibly
You're
because
always
it's
prepared like a Boy Scout, darling.
I may not penetrate you, but that dick does.
Hashtag enter my body.
Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear.
I think Bobby said that her rating was 9.
9.
And that her Cylons have all left the show.
Bobby was 9, and why did Bobby drop out?
She said she was
her
freezing.
internet's messed up.
Yeah, and I know there's other stuff she's dealing with too.
Mm-hmm.
Her Cylons is the same 3.
Mm-hmm. She said they're all left the show.
Except for Callie. Callie hasn't left the show yet.
Yeah, Callie's still around.
Actually, I believe next episode we have Callie and Bobby. I believe.
What?
Callie and Bobby. Yeah, Bobby's here next episode. Hey, Misty, you want to unmute there? Go ahead with your final thoughts and your hashtag enter my body.
Mackenzie, wait, your ranking for the episode.
Oh, my ranking for this episode?
Yes, please.
8.75.
309.
8.75309.
Jenna.
You know, I'm mailing these out like in the Cylon lunch boxes.
The Tootinatins?
I'm ripping random pages out of my notebook.
As long as that's all you're ripping
I'll send
into
y'all
those,
random
but-
post-it notes with like dicks drawn on.
Random post-it notes. Shit I find around my house. Shit Johnny finds around his house. Like it's all
I got
gonna
some
be,
cool shit.
it's
Yeah.
it's gonna be the most random bullshit.
You're gonna love it,
Ow.
Catherine. Bubba.
But
Al.
everyone will get a page from my notes.
Hal also says that he doesn't watch the show, but he would rate the stream 10 out of 10.
Well, Al, I say you need to kick up on that show because that Tootin' the Tin just got in jeopardy with that what would you call that? Sacrilegious statement. That was blasphemy, Al. Blasphemy, son. You better binge watch some bitch. He's like, when? I can't. I'm streaming 16 times a day. Well, Al, you take some time. You take some time. You
Well,
watch
the
it, Al.
HCA guy created a Battlestar.
I'm
and
gonna
he's-
toot in that. Yeah, I'm gonna toot in that 10, and I'm gonna send you the first season of Battlestar Galactica, and then you're gonna watch it, and then you're gonna send that season back to me because I'm a broke bastard.
Okay.
John's like
7.5.
Oh,
309.
8.7.
Really, this is the lowest you have ever rated an episode, by the way.
It was good, but it was just like, it was an in-between episode. I was like, it was like a filler episode in a sense.
You felt like it was filler?
Well, like the part of it, because it was like an in-between between the
There's
last episode
no,
and
there's no
Okay.
resolutions.
No. Mackenzie's argument is completely valid.
Because you get the last episode, which is Pegasus,
This is
and
the
then
professor
fight,
in me
and then
coming
they
out.
don't fight, so then you're like, damn it. And then you get everybody kind of put in positions, and then it's just nothing. It's just like, well, we're gonna go fight again. It's like, so you start with about to fight, and then you end the last episode with I'm about to fight, and then you don't fight, and then you spend an entire episode figuring if you're gonna fight or you're not gonna fight. And then you say, okay, we're going to fight again. So it feels like, what? So it was good, but it was just like, are you going to fight or not? Like, anyway. But 8.75 Pegasus pricks.
Okay.
Everybody's had the alcohol tonight, and you can tell. John is the one getting flustered. He's like, come on, let's get this on track. Enter my body.
Mm-hmm. Like enter my body, but also wrap it up before you enter my body.
Who are your Cylons?
Oh, my Cylons are the guy that was the civilian, but now he's Leonard.
Laird.
Laird.
Hey,
Late-
Lady Dreamfire.
Lady Dreamfire.
LOT is out there. Lady Dreamfire. Thanks for stopping by.
We got
And yes, Al streams are awesome. Bobby, Reese, Catherine, one of y'all plug his link in the chat.
so
If
you
people
got
don't hit it now, they'll hit it on a rewatch.
Oh, I'll wait until I get my thing.
So
Ellen?
Laird is your first one?
mhm,
Yeah, layered.
Ellen and
Who
Why
we
not?
haven't seen for 3 episodes, by the way.
huh?
I was just saying we haven't seen Ellen for 3 episodes, by the way.
Because she's on the what is it, Astro Queen or somewhere looking.
She's on the resurrection.
If
ship.
Ellen's on the Astral Queen, she's probably going to leave pregnant.
Maybe that's her goal. You never know.
Bobby, if you're at con, I'll teach you how to do the electric slide.
And
I do believe that
Data.
Ellen is on the... Clarissa, you remembered it before.
What the
Cloud9.
Cloud9?
The Cloud9. Thank you.
And then Gata was my last one.
And
Gata?
then Gator.
And then why not throw Randy the Random Marine for just for good measure as a bonus one.
Randy the Rando Marine.
Well, we do know that there are still 7 Cylons left.
Dun dun dun.
All right. Amy.
I am going to give this episode 9.3 Laura lectures.
Dun,
She
dun,
went
dun.
full school teacher in this one.
Yes, you did.
I loved her school teacher lecture.
Yes, you
I
did.
I didn't
understand.
say it was a bad thing.
Good one.
Listen, you're both, and I love it's the one time that Adama actually gets a little belligerent.
It was like she was telling off naughty children, though.
His wee little bit of belligerence.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the only wee little bit of belligerence I think you're ever going to see from Adama is when he said unforgivable.
Yeah.
Like one word. That's it.
But yeah, it was even the way they filmed the scene. Like she sat at her desk and she's got the 2 naughty school kids in front of her. I didn't mention that at the time, but yeah, it was. She went full school teacher. So yes, 9.3 Laura lectures, and my Cylons are gonna be exactly the same as they've been for weeks because nobody has redeemed themselves to make me think that they're not. So Tyrell, Ellen, and Anders.
Anders is probably dead by now, don't you think?
Well,
Doesn't mean it's not Cylon.
well, John, it doesn't count if it's an off-screen death.
That is
Didn't
true.
we talk about that? Like,
They might find him on the ship. And they can like investigate, try and get closer, so they can like take pictures of all the models that are on them. You like they could see the 6 model from outside, so they could go along and try and get more photos before they blow it up.
oh my gosh, Al Red Sox fan.
I can't even follow the chat anymore.
Al Red Sox fan says full school teacher can be hot. Wait, are we talking about safe word again? Never mind.
The safe word is
if I would be hard pressed to behave myself if
Laura Roslin was your teacher.
Laura Roslin is my school teacher.
Final thoughts on your 3 Randys?
My 3 Randys. Oh my god, you're so obsessed with Randy. You're gonna have Randy in person one of these days, Johnny.
Yeah.
You won't even know what hit you, man.
So many social media pictures.
I give this episode 9 friendlies.
9
We're all friendly.
9 friendlies.
Friendlies, yes. And my Cylon. I'm gonna make the plunge. I'm gonna say Roslyn. I'm gonna say Coddle.
Did y'all talk about how she wants a 6 body? I did.
Yes.
Right?
Walk away for a second. So yeah, that's a good point.
Coddle. He was sticking up for Sharon pretty well there.
Also,
and
heavy
Tyrell,
smoker at an old age. Yeah,
Tyrell. I think Tyrell is in such denial over his feelings for her. He must.
Johnny, I'm sitting right here.
He must be a sleeper agent. So Coddle.
You're not 70
Roslyn.
like Coddle though either.
Roslyn, Coddle, Tyrell.
To that.
Yeah, that's a good point, Clarissa. Are you right or are you wrong? You'll find out at some point.
Eventually. As long as I'm not.
You were right
spoiled.
last week about pretty much what Kane's doing. Oh, we had a little bit of a mission.
By the way,
Okay.
Bobby dropped out.
Hmm?
And
Mhm.
I am sorry to tell you, Bobby, last week you fell out of first place. You're back into second place. Amy True is the Cylon guest.
Lead.
Have
Yeah.
anything to do with that crocheting you got? I feel like something's going on here.
Yeah. But John,
And
you
he's
weren't
like,
supposed to
I
tell
don't
us.
know.
John, you weren't supposed to tell us until you this.
No, I do it every week.
He's like,
No.
I'll do what I
Well, you
want.
do it about every 3 weeks.
Not every
actually.
week. No, we have to
You do
pry it out of
In
you.
3-part episodes. You gave it up pretty quick this week.
Yeah, we normally have to pry it
Hashtag
out.
John gave it up quick.
Oh no, actually,
You'd know, Johnny. You'd know.
may I
Yes,
clarify?
I would.
Oh.
This was before the predictions today.
What?
What
Oh, so that was
predictions?
from-
They don't have any predictions. They already predicted everything already.
No. Today everybody gave their Cylons. This was before everybody gave their Cylons today.
Wait, I'm so confused because they've already gave their Cylons and then you said it.
I'm giving you who is in the lead before Cylons were given your day.
How?
Oh,
Bobby?
okay. Now I get
people
you.
the
Okay,
entire
so
time.
this was who was in the lead last week?
Yeah.
Okay.
So then Bobby's gets the same
Sorry
people.
for looking at you with the Cyclops eye so condescending. It's not my
That's okay.
fault.
It doesn't make sense because Bobby's guessed the same people literally since day one.
Yeah, that means Cammy and the chicken pot pie. They're both Cylons.
I don't know.
We did drink too much, Bobby. But
There's
yeah,
just
my
this thing as
friend.
drinking too much. There's just drinking too much stew.
Do the do.
Do the do.
No. You can drink too much to drown. You can drink too much to walk. You can drink too much to maintain a healthy relationship.
You can drink too much
So,
to
John,
host a live stream.
You
I
can drink
hear-
too much to show up on time. You
I
can
hear
drink
that
too
you-
much to keep your liver working. But you can't drink too much. That's a myth.
I hear, I don't know, there's some college campuses that would tell you otherwise. I hear that you're doing this awesome new live stream, that you figured out how to do some awesome shit on your channel,
Yes.
and it has to do with American Gods, man. You and Amy True are doing it up, man, and I'm very proud of you. Would you like to plug that here, buddy?
Yes. Johnny taught me how to live stream, and Miss Amy True and I are on my channel talking about American Gods. Amazing show. I know it's a love or hate thing for people. I know it turns a few people off, but I love it. I love the book. I love the show. And we're discussing the show episode by episode as it's going on right now. It's called Believe, because that's what it's all about. Just believe.
Mm-hmm. And on
And-
Wednesdays, because Wednesday.
And it's on Wednesdays because Wednesday is a very fortuitous day.
Yes, it is.
Mm-mm.
What's the name of the next episode coming up?
Oh. I don't believe it's been published yet.
Ooh, mystery.
Mm.
Nice.
Which I
Nice.
like.
I like that.
I like mystery.
John, plug that new playlist.
I do have a new
season-
playlist.
Yeah, it's
Season
pretty
5
awesome.
playlist just came out on my personal channel, John St. Baptiste. New season 5 playlist just came out. I just put up a new thumbnail that Julianne89 designed for me. The original one was awesome, but there were some concerns that there might have been some questions about things in it, so we edited it, and I think it's really cracking funny how we edited it. So please check that out. But it's an amazing playlist, and I'm taking Game of Thrones season by season, episode by episode, and breaking it down. Season 6 will probably be up on Wednesday. And I believe Mackenzie's going to ask me to talk on her channel soon, because she's like, oh, yeah, hey, I want this like weird guy with crazy hair. Which, by the way, I love. Amy's daughter sent me a picture of me.
Some crazy curls.
I love the picture because, like, the hair is more crazy than my craziest hair ever gets. Like, it's so much more crazy than it is when I get out of bed. It's awesome.
I don't think she quite drew enough books, though.
Not quite enough books, but the hair made up for it. It was like Anya made this picture with me, like, just like this curly thing going out to here.
It's so cute.
It was so sweet.
So cute. But yes, John, you'll come on my channel at some point. You're always on my channel somehow.
I do. I sneak in. I'm like the subterfuge guest.
Yeah.
John is my beautiful workhorse. Don't break a leg or an arm, buddy. I'll have to take you out back and shoot you. But I do love you, man. So Clarissa, I hear you got this Facebook page and you do some stuff. Why don't you go ahead and plug that for us and let us know if you want people to find you? Because I know that can be an issue. I don't like people finding me, but they have to.
No, if
I'm
you're
joking.
looking, if you're looking to find me, you can find me on Facebook under Clarissa Thompson. If you're interested in some handmade bath and body products, please feel free to message me, or you can look onto my Facebook link from my personal page to Clara T Bath and Body, and I'll be happy to discuss with you anything you like. There are some items on my price list that
I do believe you said you were making Cylon soap.
I am. If anybody would like Cylon soap, I will definitely make some. I have.
Call it the stinky.
I think after you open the toot in the
call it
tin,
what?
you might need the Cylon soap to get the nanolons off.
Yeah, this stinky Starbuck soap. Maybe
That's
we
it,
should
the
have
triple S soap.
I'll tell you
Starbucks
what.
soap.
You can add in
If you
stinky
guys are
Starbucks
watching
slow clap soap.
If you guys are watching this, either write it in the chat or write it in the comments down below. Come up with a fragrance for stinky Starbucks soap, and
The
one that I choose, the winner, I will send.
Ooh,
some
the inside of a boxing glove after a good workout.
Okay, I don't know any soap companies that supply that fragrance, but I can get bacon fragrance, so there are options.
Ooh, bacon. I want some bacon. I want to smell like bacon. I might have to like
soap.
James Franco will love you then even more.
Walk to a dog park and get pregnant.
You can't start like passing nanolons onto dogs.
Otherwise,
I know, right?
Otherwise, you can find me here on the Cylon Johns. You will find me periodically on Episode Club with Mackenzie L. Burns here. And if you'd like to find me on Twitter, although I am rarely on it, you can find me at Thompson Kootenai Girl. That's at Thompson KTNYGRL. And hope to talk to y'all soon.
And Kootenai it up.
Come to the Kootenays, yo. West Kootenai Girl. Represent!
Mackenzie L. Burns,
Yeah.
a.k.a. Sasa. What the hell do you have going on right now?
Well, we are in a mad dash towards the end of season 6. Because next week, aka Wednesday, we will be talking season 6, episode 9, Battle of the Bastards.
I didn't know weeks were also known as Wednesdays.
Next
but
week,
I'll keep
it's
that in
aka
mind.
Wednesday. So I will have some lovely people help me out with talking some episodes, including some people on this panel, and ones near and dear to this channel and other channels as well, helping me with that.
Near and dear to your fart.
And yeah, so we're going to talk about season 6, episode 9, Battle of the Bastards, but we're going to talk about every other episode podcast style from this point on. And yeah, and I'm also on your channel, Johnny, and on here all the time. But yeah, that's pretty much what I've got going for the rest of this week-ish. Yeah.
Yeah, it's fun.
And Twitter and Instagram, all the stuff's linked in the description. You can find me all there.
You know, we get serious here, but we also try to have fun. And that's kind of what we love about this channel, and just having friends and getting everybody involved, especially
And we
in the
hit
chat.
100 subscribers today.
And yes, I cannot thank everyone enough. Thank you so damn much, all you meatbags out there, for getting us to 100 subs. Also, you can catch me. Like, I think I'll be on Geek Chat 1 tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern, I believe, talking about the gray rats. And then you catch me outside. You also catch me on Mackenzie L. You'll catch me on Mackenzie L. Burns channel doing episode club. How about that? And you'll, new quickie, Magor Part 1, Magor the Cruel. Because we had to put it in 2 parts because the complex character that is Magor. And for it to be a quickie, you can't have a longie. So a quickie needs to be a quickie. So we'll make it 2 parts. And plus I got a couple of good ones coming out. We'll have Aegon the Fifth, the Children of the Forest. Also we'll have Peter Baelish. Bye, Peter Baelish. And lots of other things that'll be going on. A few streams coming up. Also, Nooners of Locations of Lore. The Iron Islands. Gonna have Bravosi broadcast on soon too. An up and coming channel that is very, very good. Go check that out if you haven't. If y'all can find the link, somebody please link that. Also, that's about it for now. Definitely check out John and Sasa's channel, and pretty much it. You'll see me every damn where working hard. I'm sure I forgot something, but it doesn't matter. You'll see our podcast here. It'll either come out Tuesday evening or Wednesday around lunch. Takes a little while to upload it. I like to get the visuals good for you guys, and so y'all can be very interactive with it. Once we get settled, we'll probably start doing a little bit of premiere chats, so y'all can have fun with that. And yeah, thanks so much for hitting 100. Do y'all have anything y'all want to say to everybody out there?
I can think of this one thing to say, but if anybody has anything to say before that, they might pause.
What?
John said, I
can't for some reason link Bravosi broadcast.
No, I heard what you said, John. Do y'all have a thought before John puts his final thought in before we go out?
No. But it's fun today. I think we laughed the most on this episode, actually.
We did. We have a good one. You don't hear me laugh.
It's very disturbing because this is a very disturbing episode.
Well, not as disturbing as the last. So we were coming off like a really dark episode.
Not as disturbing as the next. So
teaser.
There's your teaser right there. I didn't want to spoil them yet, but damn, John, that's good. That's good. You just made my heart sink. No, it was fantastic. We love you guys in the chat. Thank you, everyone, for coming out. John, why don't you send us away with some words of wisdom? # enter my body.
So say we all.
So say we all.
So say the balls.